and it's up to you guys if you want to do it that way. But that way there, I can also fill in some of the gaps of things you might forget or give you more details, and you can choose to reveal them to him or not.
Sounds good. All right, so we're at the campsite right
now? You guys just finished camping. Let me see what my notes say. I don't even remember.
All right, I say, what's your character's name again? Do you have a name in game?
The last thing you guys did is you took it's up to you guys if you want to do it that way. Ball, but that way there, I from can also a magic satchel by conning the magic satchel into having an opening by like Brian having a magician's hat.
Oh yeah, I'm awesome.
And you basically saw like a bunch of the elves get killed by the Celestials. They were pretty fucking like horrid at just murdering the crap out of everybody.
Oh yeah, that's right. We saw that vision.
Yeah, they were like, they were talking about, taking control, and they're like, no, you're breaking our plans. We don't have the things to take over the world. Yeah, we plan to do that later. And they just murdered everybody except for one person. And they're like, so you're going to listen to us now? And they're like, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Marcos in the background going, yeah. He's fucking so happy about this. He's like, you little fuckers. And it's like, Marcos is not the type of person that's like, so now we have a worse baddie. He's like, fuck those guys that fucked us. I don't care about these Celestial people. We'll deal with them later. They haven't fucked us yet. So yeah, also Ace got
I got a familiar, I guess.
Familiar. You have a badass mechanical dragon type thing. It is relatively small.
Mech Durgan.
You also got books. What are the prisms and why do we love them? All hail the 8 circles, their kind and generation. The human who took your mommy away.
That's the best one.
That's a good bug.
I think, did I only read the human who took your mommy away?
Yeah. Classic literature of the ages.
That was like such a bad roll, but I'm like, you still get information from this, but it was such a bad roll.
It's terrible, dude. Absolutely terrible.
But that's okay. And yeah, so that's about all you guys have, except you also tried to attack the mystery bag and got the shit beaten out of you and almost killed by attacking the mystery bag.
Oh right, yeah, me and Colin.
That wasn't wise. Yeah, I was sort of doubling down on that thing. I just wanted to get it, but yeah, it didn't work out.
We gave it the good old college try.
You have the blue gem box that you guys put the blue gem in there, right? I'm not crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And you closed it?
Yeah.
And you haven't tried to open it since. Cool.
Well, that was stressful. I didn't think about that till just now. Thanks for that, Joey.
In other news, Brian has lich hands.
Yes, good job. Lich hands.
That's not new. I have seasoned hands, to be more exact.
You do. They're
hands.
Oh, chicken.
They're Cajun. So Brian has Cajun hands. He has the Eye of Vecna. And Brian, I will actually do something really weird here. I wanted to give you a little bit of information. I was thinking about this the other day. I think I'm going to change how your socks work.
Okay, I don't agree with you.
Huh?
I don't agree with you, but okay.
Well, I'm going to change how they work. I'm actually going to make you be able to make requests of the poltergeist.
Wait, what is the poltergeist?
Because you have this thing that's following you around that's kind of like manipulating you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can make requests, and we're going to treat it almost like a wish. But based on how you roll between 1 and 40, the wish could also end up less powerful or bad.
What's following Brian around? I don't quite understand this part. I'm not sure I'm supposed to know.
Let's make the whole thing a little more nuclear here.
Yes, it's more fun this way. No, because I was like, I'm not really using this as much. So Brian has those gloves that he can change his hands with, which he doesn't have anymore because now he has lich hands. He has the hat that he can change the hat to do stuff. And he has these socks, and the socks were kind of doing random things throughout the game. They were taking over his hand. They were preventing him from slapping the eye into you, apparently. They do random things just kind of to like help out. I'm actually going to change how they work. That it's going to be on Brian's request, but what actually happens is based on how you roll.
All I'm hearing is these things will no longer stop me doing stupid stuff on their own, and that you're not going to let me use them to save my ass randomly. Because currently they'll like slap me when I do something stupid without me realizing it.
So I may still make you roll for when it decides it wants to do stuff, but
That's fine.
mostly I'm going to make you be able to request things from it. And if you roll really well, it might decide to do it. And if you roll really badly, it might end up really, really bad. Like it might be evil Jin levels bad if you do really badly on the roll.
Got it.
Do you know what an evil Jin is, Colin?
I do not.
So,
Evil genie.
yeah, so there's genies and there's evil genies here in D&D. And evil genies will basically take your wish and do,
Monkey poet.
yes, that.
Like the worst way they can interpret your wish, kind of.
Well, if you're like, I want to be rich, and you're like, okay, you find a thing full of like money and jewels, and it's like sweet, and you grab it, and then now the police is after you, and you actually stole it all. Or alternatively, all your relatives die, and you inherit the money from them.
If you say you want to have the biggest dick, instead it shrinks your body down but keeps your dick the same size.
Biggest dick
Perfect.
proportionally.
Yeah,
Perfect.
biggest dick proportionally. But you're now like a foot tall.
No, I still
God
think,
damn.
Brian, if you wish for the biggest dick, I'd do there was a genie with a 6-foot weenie went to the girl next door type thing.
Yeah, that's good.
It would be hilarious. Also, if you say I want the biggest dick, they can basically put you on they can turn you into an elephant with a giant dick.
Or they just drop Moby Dick on you.
True. Point is, evil genies.
Bad interpretation of wishes. Got it.
But Brian's not going to know when he makes the wish if it's going to be a good or a bad thing.
So it could be a good
Let's
wish.
be
or a
honest.
bad
I'm going
wish.
to know all wishes are bad things that may or may not have good outcomes.
Yeah.
I mean, your wishes are probably going to be stupid.
Yeah. Why would you wish for something not stupid? Come on.
He's got a point.
Anyway, I think this will be funny, and I can always choose to nix it if I feel like the thing isn't powerful enough. So that's fine.
Holy shit. The cupcakes you made look awesome, Joey.
Oh, did Vicky show you?
I want to see cupcakes.
So yeah,
Joey, put them on camera.
Oh, no.
Ace is doing it already, so it's fine.
Ooh, fancy.
Damn.
What's that in the center of them, Joey?
It's
Cherry.
an Italian cherry in syrup. There's also this one.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
so pretty.
Marcos must be missing my cupcakes because in LinkedIn I'd bring them in all the time, and I'd always deliver to his desk.
He'll try to regulate me though. You can only have one, Marcos.
I never said that. I
Hey,
give you a
chill.
fucking box, dude. What boxes on your desk? I'm the worst type of person. Regulate.
This is how you should go. He'll go give me one, and then I'll go to his desk and grab two. And then the second time coming around, he'll be like, "Marcos, you need to let the others get some too. Come back later."
When was the last? I don't remember the last time I told you to eat less of my stuff.
Yeah, Joey's the opposite. Joey always
Hey
uses
man,
two
it
more.
was a traumatic experience for me. Okay.
I think it was
Guys, I have a
one
strong.
time where he had like 5 of them right away because they were addictive, and he just kept coming back. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go pass these around to some other people for a minute. Take your other 2, and then I'm gonna come back. And if there's any
Then
left,
Marcos gets pissed off and walks away.
So I have a very strong, possibly accurate theory here that Joey is secretly a cannibal and just fattening us up.
Yeah.
I basically told Vicky I'm a chubby chaser. I just didn't find a chubby girl with a good enough personality, so I ended up,
Fattening
beating
up.
her and trying to fatten her up.
Is that also
Yeah, you
fattening
know.
us up? Are you like a poly chubby
It's just
chaser?
residual. It's splash damage.
Splash damage. You know.
It's accurate.
Oh
I'm
my
even
god.
negatively influencing Ace by showing him things like Very Good Butchers and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah, it's true. Splash damage is real, dude. This is Joey's grand plan.
Anyway, so that was kind of the last time. That was the last thing that happened after your rest, you guys decided to attack the bag and then do that. So now you guys came out of the vision. You're in a forest. What do you want to do?
I think we should tell Ace about our backstory, right?
That would be super helpful, guys.
Yeah. What year is it, Joey?
I don't know. Do it 1,000 years after the calamity. Let's just say year 4002.
1000 AC.
I just say, Ace, you know, it's been, we've been, you seem to be part of our crew now. Might as well let you know what we've been up to. What do you say?
I appreciate that. I'd like to know what you guys have gone through up to this point.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. For myself, you know, I was a monk, you know, and it feels like a whole lifetime ago, but it's only been months.
It's only been like 3 weeks.
It's only been 3 weeks since then. But you know, I had a wild childhood, but not gonna get into that. But then I was a monk, and during my time, my master was killed, and I was framed for his murder, and then I fled. You know, and that was it. And I think kind of then I met these guys in a tavern. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Okay.
I feel like that first framing is probably what set you on the path of getting in prison all the time.
That's right. Yeah, I'm running from the police. I'm running from some kind of law enforcement, or sort of this whole time, you know. And it's been quite an experience for me being out of the monastery, out in a different kind of world. You know, for a first time in a long time, has been challenging. You know, go from the regimented life to being like this, you know, able to make choices. Sometimes I might not make the best choices, but when I have lots of choices to make, but you know, figure it out.
I mean, in my opinion, that's like a man of art.
Thank you. And yeah, I met this guy Pirate here, and I met yeah.
So what's your story, pirate? Make pirate face.
Well, I'm totally a sailor of noble deeds.
Clearly, as your name suggests.
Yeah. All my other sailor brethren are kind of beyond the veil. And I joined this group through happenstance. And yeah, I got a very light backstory.
Yeah.
And I got these awesome hands. You want to taste them?
I'm good. You can keep your Kentucky Fried Rich hands to yourself.
I got a phone call. I'm gonna mute myself a bit.
Sure.
What about your backstory?
Oh yeah, and I have a ring. One other thing I have to mention, I have my master's ring, which you know, may or may not may have some kind of demon. We don't quite know. It's
People say
a mysterious
reaction from it.
Yeah.
Mysterious, possibly possessed ring. And what about
you can see it.
Sirius's backstory?
I'm also a sailor. Was on the sea since I remember. And well, I'm a druid, and I'm part of this druid group that came from, what's the fucking island name? Aton.
Yes. Your hometown
Before
you're very fond of.
It's not my hometown, but I'm human, man. I don't live that long.
Fair.
But anyway, I've been traveling my whole life on the sea, and I start getting some visions of Aton. So I start following that direction, and we kind of stumble each other, almost literally.
So I'm gonna give a quick TLDR of kind of what happened so far, Marcos. I know you have some of this too, so feel free to like add in as we go as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Like a kind of overview.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume they like this is their backstory, but now like since they met, I'll kind of give you their like story of what happened for them to get here. So just pretend that they're telling you in like a campfire type situation, but it's also gonna give everyone a bit of a recap. So, do you want me to tell?
Wait, Brian, them?
Brian, do you want to wait for you?
They give him the phone call or something.
Yeah, I don't care that we hate you. All right, everyone, go grab a beer. I'll be back.
All right.
You want me to have the fire stick set up?
It sounds like you returned with snacks, Joey.
So noisy, Joey.
Yeah, you're noisy. I have
What's
a
on your
nightfall.
shirt, Joey?
What's on my shirt?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's just how I roll.
What
like
beer did you have, Joey? I couldn't see.
Oh, it just says this is how I roll on like
No, the beer.
Oh, Nightfall Porter.
Oh, nice.
I've got a good snack that's very me, I feel like, right now. I've got an IPA and a Pop-Tart.
That is
Nice.
pretty good.
I'm excited to bring a new beer, Marco, for this. Saw your text. I can't wait to try. What did you brew this time around? Anything different?
I did some experiments with sherry wood, so I aged a few beers on it.
You know,
But yeah.
you know what we had the other day that I thought you'd really like to make yourself?
What was it?
We had a Dole Whip inspired pineapple beer,
What?
Oh, nice.
but it was thick, Marcos. Like it was like you can eat it with a spoon.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Who made
So
it?
what kind of beer was it?
It was a type of sour. Let me see. 1 second. It
Oh,
was.
it was a sour beer.
Was
Was it sweet?
It was sweet,
No, that's
but it was.
probably why.
What was it called? Huh? Pineapple beer. Forgot what it was called.
I've been thinking about making a pineapple beer myself. I was thinking about roasted pineapple with brown sugar on a wheat beer.
Sounds pretty good.
Let
I
me
had a
see.
good pineapple beer the other day and trying to find out what it was, but it had lactose in it. Lactose beer. Pineapple.
That's probably what was on Joey's beer too. That's
really good.
Tropical Hideaway by Bottle Logic.
Bottle Logic, huh?
Bottle Logic,
Oh.
Tropical Hideaway.
I see Dole Whip Sour. Is that one?
Yeah.
Um,
So look up Tropical Hideaway. But yeah, it's a Dole Whip Sour is the idea.
What kind of Pop-Tart are you eating, Colin?
is it?
What kind of Pop-Tart are you eating?
I'm getting a strawberry Pop-Tart. I actually love Pop-Tarts, as Joey can attest. When I turned 30, Joey, as usual, made the most amazing food ever, and he made a giant cake for me, but made with Pop-Tarts.
Oh,
Pop-Tarts
I
are
think
kind of
I've seen
like
that cake.
they're kind of like my thing. I eat them all the time, and I love them.
That is
I think they're the food in the world with the best value ratio of like enjoyment percent. You know, like
true.
I go to Walmart, I buy a ton of Pop-Tarts, and I eat happily for many meals. And it's
The main thing that I find amusing about this is that like I made homemade Pop-Tarts and he was like, "You can make Pop-Tarts?"
Wait,
Like,
is
he
you
was
can
calling
make
it.
Pop-Tarts, Joey?
I mean, Pop Tarts aren't really hard, aren't they? Just strudels.
What kind of level of witchcraft have you unlocked, Joey?
It's more
Joey has a lot of
pie dough.
witchcraft.
I don't think that dough is the same as churros.
No, it's pie dough over phyllo. You don't want to do like a puff pastry of phyllo dough that's going to be like a strudel. You want to do a pie.
I see.
But the pie dough can't be like too flaky. It needs to be almost like a cakey pie dough. It's weird. Let's see if I can find the picture. Probably can.
So it's kind of a shitty pie dough. That's not flaky.
It has to be
Shitty
flaky,
pie
but
dough.
not overly flaky. You don't want it to be like too flaky because then that's bad too.
I think it has to be kind of structural, right, Joey?
Exactly. It's kind of interesting, and you have to make it like thin enough, but not too thin. I don't know. This is what we made him. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
You are old. Accurate.
Wait. When was this from?
This is Colin's 30th. Like
Was I
ages
there? Oh yeah, I wasn't there for that one. Yeah, I was there for the other one.
Forever ago.
about 30, 40 years ago when he turned 30.
Yeah. I still have that fun story about my birthday where apparently Colin thought we were the same age and he got all hopeful and then got crushed when he learned I was a year younger than him.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like,
That was the best birthday gift, Colin.
That was pretty depressing, to be honest. I was thinking, like, I may be old, but at least Brian's old too. Then I'm like, wait, never mind. Just me.
How old are you now, Colin?
I'm 33.
He's very old.
ancient.
How old are you, Ace?
29.
Just hear Colin dying over there.
I saw Joey's face of confusion.
No, he was.
Time.
I just pictured Colin being like, "I hate you. This is it. I hate you. Your character needs to be murdered, not mine anymore. Your character's gonna go to jail from now on, not
In
mine."
game, Colin grabs his character's gun and shoots him in the leg. You're 34 now.
God damn.
And I'm 33 too, Colin.
Oh, you are? Well, that's good,
Yeah.
Marcus. I feel a lot better now. I have someone close to me here. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, me too, man.
Old
Those
power.
kids.
Wait, how old is
Yes,
Brian?
yes.
How old are you?
32.
Ah, so I am the youngest. That's
Do I
fair.
look 32 for my amazing photos with the mohawk and the
I
handlebar
thought you meant
mustache?
the just the logo that we see all the time. I'm like, I mean, not really.
Yeah.
Wait, Ace, how did you meet Joey?
I know I was friends with Vicky forever, and then she got together with Joey, and then it's how I met Joey.
Makes sense.
Ace and Vicky went to the same high school.
Ah,
Oh, so you're from Laval as well. I didn't know that. Okay, nice.
No, not Laval.
Oh yeah, no.
They're not.
We're from
Laval's
the
a-
wilderness. Joey's from
Yeah.
the city.
Oh, Laval is the city. Okay, and you're from.
Oh, Laval.
out-
So like Laval is the suburb, and
Not even,
they're-
dude. I'm in the suburbs. Laval is still the
Yeah.
city.
Fuck that. Laval is not the city. Montreal is the city.
Well, no,
Laval
because it
is
goes
like-
metropolitan, urban, suburban, and Laval's the urban of the metropolitan Montreal. I'm totally in the burbs, dude.
It didn't used to be.
It's you know how I know that Laval's a city and that Sainter isn't? Y'all had Starbucks, we do not.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with. Starbucks, I feel like. Yeah, that's true.
you guys get a Starbucks close to your city?
But that's not. See, like I feel like a suburb has Starbucks, and the fucking like boonies that are like country doesn't. So you guys are like
We're
still
in
in
the
much
fucking woods, dude.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Laval is like kind of the suburb, and this is, I'd put it like SF versus like a Palo Alto type thing, and then
Vicky was
I
even
don't know.
further out than me, though.
fucking Tracy is where they are. The equivalent.
At least it's like city-ish where I am, where Vicky was, it was like full on just like farm,
Farms.
then you don't see your fucking neighbor. Like,
Yeah.
That's literally where we're moving, though. We're moving to farm, and you don't see your fucking neighbors.
Moving to Almont, which is
Perfect,
apparently
man.
also like
I am very stoked on you guys coming home.
Almont's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's pretty rich. But okay, Brian, we were saying earlier before you rudely left us and didn't pay attention to us at all.
it's okay. I hate you anyway, Joey. Sorry, Ace. I love you, Ace.
I'm gonna give a
Appreciate that.
TLD. I'm gonna give a TLDR of everything you guys have done since you started, assuming that you guys were all kind of telling the story. Since I have a bunch of notes, Marcos also has some notes, so he might add in. I'm assuming you guys want to tell him everything, or is there anything you want to keep out, or you can just let me know if there's anything you want to keep out. Because there's stuff in here that you guys probably forgot. I literally like the top of my notes are like notes within the box, and it literally has a bunch of information that you guys have probably not thought about for like since we started.
I think tell them everything.
Yeah, I say go for it, Joe. I'm curious to hear what you have now.
Yeah, I would like to know what's going on too. That helps.
All right. So they met in a tavern way back, and there was basically these three and another elf. So
Verify. Colin was in jail at this time, correct?
no.
No.
Okay.
What happened to this other human? Elf,
Okay.
Died.
not human.
Dead.
So first of all, I'm just going to point something out. Across this entire adventure, Colin's always been a dick to everyone. But just make sure this is clear.
This is an accurate point, actually. There's a reason why we don't care that he goes to jail a lot, and we may or not also assist the forces sometimes in
I
life.
would say I've been a little bit challenging.
So
Colin's
Colin's
been lovely to me so far. So.
Colin's master had just died, and he was a little bit upset about this. But at the same time, like he basically would try to start fights with literally everyone. Right from the start. He's grown over time. It's okay. This 3 weeks have been a really growing experience for him. But,
This whole campaign's been 3 weeks of like in-game time.
Well, it's probably been more like a month or two. I don't know, something like that. Probably about 2 months.
I gotta be at least a month or two.
Probably 2 months. You guys were on a boat for a while. But the thing is that like we've only been playing for about 6 months, Ace.
Okay, that makes sense.
It hasn't been like a crazy like multi-year. And
We started like halfway through the pandemic. We've never done this in person.
Although we could increase to weekly if you guys prefer, but that's something we can discuss later. We can keep bi-weekly if that's better.
We played one time in person, right? With David Day and everything, right? Yeah.
Marcos DM'd a few in person, and I was like, I don't want to DM. This sucks.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing RPG for like the longest time. I felt too rusty.
I get it.
That's true. I remember that was at a date. Anyway, while you guys give him the backstory, I gotta disappear for a bit again, okay?
But you don't know what the note says.
I mean, I just assumed that Pirate did a lot of really amazing, awesome stuff, but you being a mean DM worded as Piety did this stupid thing, and then did this stupid thing.
It's fine. We can give the TLDR, but if there's anything you want to know, it's fine. But okay, so basically what happened is they're in there, the four of them, not quite getting along, kind of a bit weird, a little bit tense. As I said, Colin was a little bit aggressive to people, and people were just kind of like, and half of the other people were like, and then some weird things happen. But basically what ends up happening is someone runs in, looks around, rushes over to neither of these three, to the other character that was there, the fourth one that ended up leaving for a reason we'll get there, was like, what did he say? He goes, said something along the lines of like, they're after me, keep this safe, take this, and just took off.
Okay.
And gave him something. Marcos noticed this. Marcos' character noticed this. Vince, I'm going to follow Vince's character because that's the person that was there. Might eventually meet Vince, really great guy. I think you might have actually met him. Anyway.
I think so. I think he was playing games with those ones.
I think he was playing games with those ones. Anyway. So his character takes this, and then they go outside. The person who just gave it to them is being taken by 2 guards. And the 2 guards actually, Marcos rolled a really good insight check. They didn't look like guards. They actually, like, they didn't walk like guards. They didn't seem like guards. And he kind of saw through their illusion a bit. So there was something weird about them. Anyway, so Vince's character bolts off on his own because he wants to figure out this thing with this box. The 3 of these guys eventually run off after the carriage and end up meeting up with Vince's character because Vince's character was running on the road for there anyway and ended up like coming in contact. They end up working together because Vince's character ended up getting grappled by some military dude.
As you do.
Well, he was on his own and had to fight someone that was planned for 4 people. So it's his fault. Anyway,
That tracks.
They eventually catch up and like kill the guy. No, they don't kill the guy. They
take the guy.
make the guy surrender. The guy basically says the reason he did this was to make money for saving his daughter. They believe him. They say they're going to go help him. So he goes off to his village. They say they're going to go follow him and help him. And then they just don't fucking do that and walk the other way.
Okay.
Wait, I remember we interrogated him and he was not very convincing at all.
No, he was very convincing. And you guys decided this session before, we're going to go help him and his daughter. We have this entire plan. And literally start the next session with, yeah, fuck that. I don't want to do this.
Wow.
Not how I remember.
Amazing stuff for you.
I'm still a little sour. I was like, great. Takes all of the work prepared, dumps in garbage. Let's
Okay, to be fair, I wanted to rescue the girl. I wanted to go help this guy. And everyone else was like, no, we don't want to help him. We have no hearts. We can't do it. Like, bye.
This is true. Colin's a dick, but he's also like the one that wants to do the right thing the most. He is literally like chaotic good.
I mean, chaotic.
Impulsive. Yeah.
Impulsive good. Maybe I don't know. I feel like Colin was the equivalent of what lawful evil would be if it was good.
So chaotic good?
Yeah, chaotic good is the closest thing. Anyway, so the box that was given to them had a note in it, and also had a. So okay, the box was a sphere made of gears. It was complete with arcane symbols inscribed on each gear. There's a flat part of it. It's shaped like a heptagram, 7 points, with a 3 millimeter thick lines moving towards the center of each point. When you push against the line, it moves all 7 lines inwards. It's a bit weird. Now, there was a note with the box that said, Addy, it took a long time for us to smuggle this out, but it's not over yet. Carry this directly to our base in Athon, where the trial of the gods awaits. Be wary. They're everywhere and can be anyone, so trust nobody. Do not let this fall into the wrong hands. If not, we will lose our only chance at salvation and revenge. Go as a direct order, the wings of nature. I am convinced that no one remembered that fucking note.
I did not.
I didn't remember that either.
But it's okay.
It was Vince's plot.
Huh?
It was Vince's plot anyway.
Exactly. So basically, I'm looking through a bunch of things. There's a couple of things that were interesting. So Colin has this ring, and then they also went into a new town afterwards, after they were like, fuck this guy.
After they just left him and his daughter, just fuck this guy.
They were okay with that. They were like, whatever, we left him with his life. Good enough. And then they walked away.
Good enough.
Oh, fair enough. He attacked us first. He was trying to rob and kill us. And then he throws the speech about his daughter that was kidnapped.
Which you believed.
So was there not really a daughter?
There was.
Okay.
She's dead now. It's okay.
Is it?
Problem solved, right, Joey?
Yep.
Okay.
She's not actually dead. I actually know what happens to her in my game.
Joey writing extensive backstory for characters we aren't returning to.
She's gonna probably try to murder us a year from now.
It's fine. Anyway.
Probably have it coming, to be honest.
So they go into this town, and in the town they see this witch selling giving away free rings. And if you get a ring, you also if you take a ring and put it on, you also get a free bag.
Of course he doesn't.
And they're like, yeah, fuck no. But when they walk in, they see a bunch of people with these rings. One of them turns into essentially a demon spawn type thing and attacks the
Barbara
bartender
Demo.
that they were being nice to, and then they go and they kill it. And the ring looks an awful lot like Colin's ring. So they ship all the people off that have those rings, and they kind of like, these guys bolt out of there. They also take the bag of holding that the guy had with them, and they put a lot of things in it. Over time, all those things change into other things. They don't actually go evil or bad. They just change into other things. We can explain that a little later.
That sounds like a level of chaos that definitely results in evil or bad.
No, Brian got his gloves from that.
Yeah.
Is Kentucky
Nothing
Fried
bad.
Licorice?
Nothing.
No, that was Brian's fault.
I blame Joey.
Okay,
See, no
So-
denial.
so they named themselves the Almost Dead Supper Club.
The Almost Dead Supper Club.
I think you name us that.
Nope,
Wasn't
you
it?
did. That was definitely all of your guys' choice.
Oh my god.
That was me.
It's a solid choice.
Brian got his hat and his socks. He ended up putting both of them on eventually.
You mean he didn't just get
Okay.
them and immediately put those on for the pure chaos of it all?
No, he put on the hat and then didn't want to take it off. He really liked the hat, but didn't put the gloves, put the socks on yet. The socks on happened kind of later. So they went to. So Marcos had a dream about going to what's it called? Athon and stuff like that, and they want to go to Athon for different reasons, but a few different reasons. But one of the reasons was because as they were leaving one of the towns, they decided to open up that prism thing that they have, and they saw that there was the green prism inside of it, and then they heard people rustling out of the town. They closed the thing very quickly and sprinted off, and they saw basically two mages, like the two guards that were there earlier, charging after. One with a flaming sword.
Okay.
The reason they were in that town was because these guys were actually trying to follow the guy that was taken hostage and snoop. Anyway, so they found out that apparently someone's tracking this green prism, but only when it's open. Similar to the blue prism you guys had, which you guys now put into something to prevent it from being.
Why does that sound like it was the thing we no longer have?
You guys have a blue prism, right?
Yeah, but then you said we put it in the thing, and then we haven't tried to open it. And now you're
That's all
saying, like that
We just
prism y'all
we just
had.
keep it hidden.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. So
This is sounding less and less like we're getting this thing back, guys.
it's fine.
We'll probably
is
never
it-
lose the thing. It's probably in the box.
Joey's like, it's fine, whatever. It's like,
Doubt.
He's like, excuse me, but yeah. That's in game. That's not the past. That's the future. So okay. So they decide that they're gonna go to a port town, and they go to the port town and they want to get a boat to like go out. So that's where they see the ring. They end up boarding a ship that brings them to a bigger port that can then take them to Athon. So they go to that place. Colin has wanted posters for him around, and there's one of the people from the one of the people from the original place. But they also go to the mermaid scale because they're looking for information. They get robbed by Sheila.
Sheila?
Yeah, she was a wench.
Oh, okay.
I like how they like get robbed by her pretty badly too, which is pretty funny because they just like they go to pay for their stuff and I just stole their money.
I remember that.
They were very upset.
Yes, we were.
So
We
their
We
money
got back.
stolen by
We
Sheila
got
the
it back
Wench?
though.
So they got all their money stolen by Sheila the Wench?
But it's okay because they went to look for someone, Duke Alderwood Lansport.
Oh, what a
And
name.
exactly. So they basically had to do something, and basically, one of the things they could do is work for essentially like the people that Sheila is working for. They just had to steal from the Duke, and then they ended up working for the Duke instead. I forget what you guys had to do that. You had to like go and get something from like attack Sheila or something, or get something from Sheila.
I remember stealing from Sheila with some amazing stealth wars.
Huh?
And
we took a necklace.
yeah.
You took the necklace from Sheila, but then she robbed you guys.
Oh yeah, she took our key and then we fucked her up, I think.
So you guys got bested by Sheila.
She took your key and the prism thing.
Don't forget, is this a time where I did like a bunch of critical stealth inside of hand checks?
Uh-huh.
And then I failed a deception check, but by then it was too late. I already like stealthed the item into Colin's pocket, so they didn't find it on me.
Correct.
Yep.
So, I forgot to mention, Brian had the key that opens up the prism thing that he got from his god. Anyway.
I don't know if it's my god, but it's something that is on my side.
And not the poltergeist. Anyway. So they get back and they have this group of people. Yeah. So what ended up happening is Colin ends up going to jail because, I mean,
his home away from home.
This is kind of Colin's, yeah, exactly.
He ran into one of the people that was like working with his monastery, and they think that Colin killed him. He ended up going to jail and ended up proving that he wasn't the one that murdered him by proving that his master was in the ring that he has. Because why isn't he? Kind of Avatar-like.
Okay.
So
Wait, Avatar-like? What is this?
Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the blue people, right?
Wait,
Yes.
who was in the ring in Avatar: Last Airbender?
former avatars.
Oh, got it. That's what you mean.
Anyway, so then they end up on a mission for the guy. Like after Colin's release, then they end up on a mission for the guy to Athon to get certain items. They go with a couple of other people. Colin, they end up finding this like giant tower. Colin gets a ring impressed into his hands and then passes out because why not? Once the black circle hit his master's ring, he then got a new power, which was being able to do a screech after he defeated a monster one-on-one in the ring, fighting as another character. With a DC 14 saving throw, screech within 20 feet, circle radius. Colin, remember this. Because
how many times?
Remember the
this is
what?
something you can do. You can do it like once per short rest.
I can use a screech thing.
Within 20 feet radius, everything in your vicinity has to do a DC 14 saving throw.
Like a newborn Charmander.
Exactly.
All right, and how does it work again? It comes from my ring.
It comes from your ring, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do it next battle. Or
So-
if you piss me off, I'll do it to you.
They also did this puzzle. They went to another dimension. They ran out of that other dimension as quickly as fucking possible because they're like, nope, because it had a bunch of like wyverns and demons riding wyverns.
Yeah, no, that's a note.
It was the red rings were definitely there, and there was other rings on these people's fingers. So at one point they go into the other dimension, and they jump to the other dimension. The wyvern head and a blue ring, a hand with a blue ring on it, comes out of the dimension. They steal the blue ring. Brian has that now, and the wyvern head gets put into the bag of holding. The wyvern head goes away when they take it out, and instead there's the gloves.
The Kentucky Fried Lich hands.
So there's a hand with a ring that Colin has, and then a blue ring from the burned scroll case. Actually, no, Brian has the blue ring from the burned scroll case. Colin, you have a hand with a ring on it, still around. I got confused.
It's his pet hand.
It's in
Also,
my backpack, right? Or
they
in
got
the bag holding.
yeah, so there's a ring that you have that from the demon things. Also, there's a teleporty magical ball that they have, the transporty magical ball, which is like the puzzle ball that they end up going with chaos. So they complete 2 out of the 10 floors of the tower, and they're like, we destroyed this magic circle, and the next level seems hard, so we're gonna leave. So they leave.
2 out of 10 ain't bad. 20% is passing grade, right?
So they see so basically there's this room where there's someone sitting in the middle of a circle around 8 other people in a circle around him with a big magic circle, and they're all just skeleton people. But it still seems like it's active. They end up destroying that. Those things start waking up, and they're like, nope, and they run. So that's why they ran.
Makes sense.
The reason they ran. 9 mages woke up. 9 skeletal mages woke up. So they leave, and this is on Athon, where everything was darkness and blackness, and all the trees were rotting. So after they destroyed this, the trees around that area started recovering and stopped being all black and stuff.
I think it's important to note that the towers were from Agrax.
You guys did find that out later. You didn't know that originally, though.
No, yeah. But we found out. But it's important to know that if you're telling the story.
So that's a great point. So if you guys are telling the story, you'd be like, so these towers were built by the Agraxians to draw energy from them. So Agrax has this blue dome around them, and they think they're using the energy to power the blue dome because they destroyed one, and we'll see what happens later. They're like, you're probably gonna be like, how would you know that? And you're like, well, so we went to this village. So first of all, you guys saw a boat, and you guys are like, nah, fuck the boat. And you keep walking. And then you're like, oh, look, a village. So you walk into the village, and there's a bunch of people that are very nice to them. And there's a village elder, and Marcos notices in the village elder's like chambers that they were in, like they were talking with the village elder, there's a small statue that has 8 skeletal beings and 1 floating in the middle of it. As like
Doesn't sound ominous at all.
No, there's a statue of exactly what they saw in the tower, but as a statue. Like that same magic circle type thing. So they're like, fuck this, these guys are probably bad. As they're thinking that, they're inside of a bar. Brian's passed out, I believe, because he drank some liquor from the bartender, and he's like, I trust this, I trust you, and just drank whatever he gave him.
I'm trustworthy, so I trust other people. That's how it works.
A bunch of people attacked. They ended up going with the people that attacked the village because they're like, yeah, these guys are better than whoever the fuck this village is. Let's get the fuck out of here. So they leave. The village was destroyed. After the island was destroyed. It's okay. Things get really fucking weird when they go to the other village. So I forgot to mention, they had an owl with them this entire time.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just an owl.
But how'd you get rid of the owl? The owl was gone at this point. Didn't the owl fly away or leave or something?
Nope. The owl turned into a person at one point. Anyway.
What?
So,
What happened to Padan, too? What happened? Padan died?
he was the owl.
What the fuck?
So, okay. They go into this other village, and these guys seem a little wary of them because they're evil, but they're like, no, we're good. So these guys are a bunch of wood elves, not creepy black tattooed elves, which was super weird. Because the other elves were like, they were like
Like an
dark
elf biker gang? Like a dark
They were
elf
dark.
biker gang.
It's like dark skin, but they had like really weird lines and symbols on their body.
So
It
a
almost
dark elf
looked-
biker gang.
But it wasn't dark elves. It was like wood elf looking, but fake. And also like with tattooed lines all over them. So picture like tribesmen or women, but with like painted to be brown instead of
So
actually brown.
so politically incorrect elves biker
They were
gang.
blackfacing, yes.
Okay.
Okay. They were high elves, but they were presenting as wood elves.
Still alarmed.
Anyway, but these new guys are nicer. They're actually wood elves, and they don't trust them, and they're like, fuck this. And they're like,
That's
no,
fair.
no, no. We destroyed this tower that helped your fucking village. Go destroy more of these towers. So they're like, we don't really trust you guys fully. And they're like, no, 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 no. Trust us. We can do things. And the other person vouches for them because I don't remember why, some reasons. You guys did nice things. He trusted you. He was like, no, they're their prisoners. And also they did do all that stuff that helped us. So eventually they're fine. The owl that they have in there, Marcos had some visions about the owl, about it getting betrayed and a bunch of things. Turns out the owl turns into a human, turns into Padan.
The human
Right,
owl
like
was
him.
betrayed.
An elf, a wood elf. And the human wood elf is actually a prince from 1,000 years ago that got betrayed.
Sure, that tracks.
So far, so good.
Makes total sense. Yep.
Crazy ride, man. It's a crazy ride.
This is
Not
a
at all
TLD.
confusing.
This actually made sense as we were going through it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know,
It
guys.
made sense. It's just I don't know if that's better or worse to me.
You're like, it's logically sound, and I don't like it. So basically, he got his soul got kept in the soul of an owl. This owl was actually the same owl that the queen of Athon previously had, and he ends up kind of telling people about. He's like, no, fuck this, I'm out. He's like, I don't want to deal with you guys. I'm just gonna go get my revenge. They're like, revenge on what? He's like, fuck you guys. I don't give a shit anymore. It's been 1,000 years. I'm gonna kill everyone. So he leaves, but he ends up working with these guys eventually. Marcos decides that he's going to go to where his compass has been pointing him, because his compass has been pointing him to somewhere on Athon in a specific location. So he's like, let's just go there. We have nothing else to do right now. Everyone's fucking crazy. Fuck this. Let's go there. Miss anything yet, guys? Or it seems about right?
Oh, seems about right.
Oh my.
So, you guys get there.
The theory at that time was that whatever that point was, where we dropped the green prism and do whatever, you know. So that was the idea. Not quite what happened.
Yeah,
Come on,
no,
Joey.
definitely supposed to be the trial of the gods, but we forgot about that. It's okay. And by we, I mean you guys.
I was just like, I make all these.
So we just never found a way back, man.
They were in the village.
They'll never return.
It's okay. So they go to this place, and there's this giant tree. There's a bunch of chains that are connected to the tree, and the chains are kind of smashed into the ground and like held there. So they try to grab these chains, because this is where it's pointed. It's the point of this tree. So they try to grab the chains. It electrocutes them. Not great. Then they decide.
Chain tree.
They decide to grab them a different way. Still electrocutes them. Fun thing to learn.
Was this Brian's idea?
My idea.
To grab it was Brian and Colin. And it was like Colin's like, what? And they're like, it's still.
I feel judged here. I'm the genius of the party, guys.
I feel like Brian would have come up with this idea, and then Colin would be like, I got it, before any plan happened, and just fucking grab those chains.
I did that. That's accurate. Yeah.
But he didn't know they were electrocuted.
Like, I moved the story forwards, so yeah.
I mean, there's the entire point of like, people don't remember that they can inspect things without touching them, and
That's
they just
not
leave
true.
it go.
The
Oh,
only way to
God.
inspect stuff is by licking it.
He's like,
He's got a
I'll
point.
grab it. You're like, don't grab it. He's like, I'll grab it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And Ace, you know this as being a DM. Sometimes when people do stupid things and you didn't expect them to do the stupid thing, you punish them anyway, and you're like, now this is worse.
Yep.
But this was supposed to be electrocuted because electric is the opposite of Earth, and it's important for the story. Anyway, so they eventually get rid of these by figuring out ways of like hitting them off without actually touching them. You know, they used their brain a bit. It was cool.
They used their brain. It was cool.
It was really funny watching them go, maybe we could hit it with a stick. You know?
Oh man. Because sticks don't conduct electricity, of course.
So
It would have been great if Brian had somehow changed his hands to rubber gloves. That would have been pretty clutch.
I actually calculated without the thing ahead, we could have brute force half of the tree and then sleep and brute force the other half.
yeah, because they were able to pull them out when they were getting electrocuted. So half of their idea is, let's do that again. And then they got more electrocuted. And he's like, wait, this isn't quite working the way we intend. There's still a lot of these. It's a lot of damage. Anyway, so they eventually take all those out. The tree breaks apart into two, and a giant stone golem comes out of the earth below and attacks them.
Sounds like that
So-
tree was chained up for a damn good reason.
So they beat the shit out of the golem, and the golem becomes has a gem in it. So once they destroy it, it has a gem in it that goes into Marcos's star map, and now he's able to summon golems.
Pretty lit.
Then they're like, let's observe this hole. Marcos rolls a natural 20, which I'm like, shit, I didn't want to tell them about half of this stuff, but he rolled a natural 20. So he sees a bunch of patterns in there that seem magical. And he's like, ooh, that's interesting. I wonder what I should do. And then he puts his hand in it and disappears.
Rip.
So Brian's like, okay, and then jumps in. And Colin's like, I don't know about this. And Padan's like, fuck it at this point, and pushes him in with him.
That's right.
Sounds
So
about right.
then they all appear in a dark alley.
So it's just
And
okay.
all appear in a dark alley, and when they look up, there's a blue prism above them. So they're in Agrax. And there's a magic circle in front of them, but touching it doesn't do anything, and they can't get back. So now they're in Agrax. We're getting closer to where we are now.
Oh my god.
So they end up going through the sewers and stuff, and they end up like doing some weird shit in Agrax, and they're trying to play it off cool, but they end up finding this group that seems to be a rebellion force in Agrax. So Agrax is kind of this entire, totalitarian regime of like people that they're in a floating city in a land that has a lot of magic that's been blocked off from the world for 1,000 years and is basically under a totalitarian rule.
At this point, the dome is cracked already.
The dome is cracked.
Not our fault. We didn't do that.
I mean, you did, but they cracked the dome by basically
Being too awesome.
by
Cows?
those towers.
By
Those towers-
desecrating evil temples.
Not desecrating the temple, but so the evil. I think that's called
But then again, you guys only think that's possible. You don't know. You did know that when you were going towards Agrax and sailing towards Agrax, it was intact, and on your now it's not.
That
And you
definitely
know that-
sounds like y'all did that.
You feel like it might be you guys. You can infer. So they find this rebellion. This rebellion goes into this thing. So they're in the illusion district. There's 8 districts, 1 for each magic type, and they kind of get explained how it works. Let's face it, they weren't paying attention. So,
That sounds about right. Yep.
but they're in the illusion district, and they decide to be a little. Brian decides to like go up to a lady and talk to her and try to convince her of stuff, and she gets weirded out by everything. Wait, who was it? Was it Colin or was it? It might have been Colin actually, but it might have been Brian. I'm not sure. But basically, I think it was Brian. Basically, he said a bunch of things that didn't make any sense for this totalitarian regime. Like, I'm just going for a walk. And the person's like, going for a walk where? He's like, just for fun. They're like, no, I don't understand. And eventually, they end up getting scared of him and wanting to go to the police. And then they just disappear and run away.
Okay.
because they're in the illusion district and they have illusion magic. Now, this is a very important part of the story, that someone right in front of their face disappeared and ran away. You're going to see why in a second.
Oh man.
So
The moral of the story is Colin is very ugly.
Fake news.
So they end up like going to this like resistance group, and the resistance group says, you know, well, we need you to prove yourself to us. There's a bunch of, we can give you information and supplies, but we need to prove yourself with us. There's this group that we want to get, like we want to get close to the group of people that are talking about why the fuck the dome is cracking. We want to understand what their plan of action is and what's going on. We need more information. We need you to do an information gathering thing. They're like, well, how the fuck do we do that? They're like, I don't know, but you know, if you want, one of the things you could do, we can give you disguise rings that make you look like the same person, because we don't have really good disguise rings right now.
All right, they wanted to assassinate somebody.
But yeah, no,
This
that's
is
it.
where the murder started. Or
They-
I guess continued to be more
Oh.
exact.
You guys said, how do we get close? And you're like, you can murder this person if you go kill this person and get some of their
Jizz.
well, yeah, jizz blood, we can turn into them instead.
I don't
And
think
then-
it was blood. I think it was called essence.
Essence, yes. I gave you a device to steal the essence. Go take their essence, and then we can turn into them. And
Take their essences.
yeah, but it'll kill them. So basically, go murder this person, and then we can act as them in the like entire group or area or whatever.
Oh,
else.
juice potion. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's gonna kill them. So they go, all right, cool. They didn't really fight this much. They're like,
There's
makes
like that
sense.
sounds legit.
Yeah. So they go into the Mage's Tower, which is where this is in, which is like a school type thing. They corner this person. They're like 3 of the same looking people all going, and they decide that they're going to go attack her. So she disappears and runs away.
Fair.
And they're like, shit, we didn't think of that. Which is why I wanted to point out, I made someone disappear and run away from them earlier. Kind of a go-to. So then a bunch of guards come and they're like, holy shit, we're up top of the tower. What should we do? They're like, I know, let's jump out the window. We'll do this by like getting a rope and tying something to the rope and jumping the fuck out the window.
I believe actually I Kansas the fuck out of there, and the party did I don't know what after that.
I believe I escaped just fine too.
Yeah, you guys escaped.
I had a bad outcome here. This didn't work out great for me.
Remember, Joey, I Kansas, I like tapped my ruby red hairs together, no
Oh,
place like
true.
home, and poof.
It's
Well,
true.
I feel like the DM fucked me here. I had a great plan strategy with my time thing, the other thing, and then Joey's like, "Oh no, it didn't work. You died. You fell on the ground." Like, you know,
Okay, so his plan,
it was a great.
I mean,
plan.
let me point this out, was
Just
tie
like
a rope to a stick, put the stick on the ground, and jump out of the window with the rope. And I'm like,
A big long stick is wider than the window.
slightly wider than the window. And I was like, it might not work, but roll. And he rolled really badly. And I'm like, so it went out the window, as sticks do when they fly towards a window and aren't actually mounted to anything. He didn't mount it to anything. There was desks. There was fucking desks in the room. If
You
you
guys were too far away, you know, and I got fucked.
Wow.
Anyway,
I broke
so-
my leg or something, I think, right? I can't remember what
No,
happened.
no, you were fine. You took some damage, but you didn't do anything too bad. The problem was, is Padan did this, stumbled, fell out. He like fell. He was okay. He landed pretty well. He ran off. Colin did not land well. It was another bad roll. Landed
Oh, no.
bad, stumbled. And then the worst part about it is people came up to him to see if he was okay. And he just really did very badly on all his rolls that night, rolled very badly for deception and other stuff. And then his illusion went away because illusion magic also has anti-illusion magic.
Oh no.
So then he got arrested. So, I mean, that
Jail
was
again.
they break him out of that. They eventually I break them out of the binds of the people. They leave, they go into the sewers, they run out, they get to the point where they're back at the place, and then they're like, fuck this. They go up to one of the mages and they're like, hey, you know about conjuration, right? And like, yeah. It's conjuration mage. They figured out one. He goes, so we have some items here. We'd love to know your opinion. So all of them seemed really interested in these items because they're really cool items. They're really different. And one of them is the Playful Fun Time Ball that they got.
Fun time ball?
That they got that went to a different dimension. And they're like, the guy who's looking at it is like, okay, this is fucking weird. It leads to one or more dimensions, probably more, but you can do cool things with it. Like if you spin it, like he made some gold come out of it or something like that. And he goes, but it's really freaking dangerous. There's a lot of dimensions. I don't know how this works. If I play with it too much, I might actually end up in the wrong dimension. And they're like, so wait, is there a way to break it? He's like, what? It's like make all the dimension, like make the dimension come here, make all the beams in the dimension. He goes, I could probably do something like that, but I couldn't reverse it, and it would probably be bad, and it would open up a portal to multiple dimensions, and we probably don't want this. And they're like, yeah, but think about how good that would be at destroying everything else. He's like, they actually rolled really well on convincing him. So he decided this is a good idea. They went outside, they broke this ball, they threw it. It opened up a portal to multiple dimensions, and then demons flying on wyverns came out, angels, these angelic celestials came out, and monkeys riding like long Asian dragons came out. And
Why is it monkeys riding Asian dragons?
why not?
Fair point. Fair point.
That's the dimension.
Manhwa.
Huh?
Makes me think of webtoons.
Yeah,
It
it's
really does.
It's Tower of God type.
Think a little bit more God of High School.
God of High School. Sorry.
Go have high school.
It's God of High School. That's what I meant. Oh, fuck.
And I'm still reading God of High School. That is just sunk cost fallacy at this point.
Did it get any better? Because I haven't read these in like 2 years.
No,
Has Tower of God continued?
it just came back out last week.
Oh, really?
The Reddit one I had, I just for a long time for health reasons.
I might eventually go back. Anyway, whatever. Point is, a bunch of these demon things came out. The entire floating city got destroyed. Half of it fell down. The other half was still floating and kind of whatever. So they decided, let's go back in there, see if there's anything we can do. Someone was like, okay, I have these rings of featherfall. They just stole the fucking crap out of them and ran off. And then they jumped off. And they fell down, ran away, ran into that tomb, the tomb with Padan. They ended up getting teleported without Padan into the past. They went and saw that they were doing a ritual on this girl. They killed, like the ritual people killed the girl on an altar. Then the blue thing came out of there. They open up the box. They take the blue thing out, and then they end up, these guys go in, they go, oh, that's fucking weird. The remnant was there as well, the one that you guys eventually killed. They're like, nah, fuck this. Marcos gets a couple of large birds to go in, swoop down, grab the thing, grab it, run away. So they run back, run through porn room, go back in, back
Porn.
forward.
Did you just say porn room?
Yes, Brian's room. Anyway,
Ryan,
Love tunnel.
the entire room. Anyway, so then they come back to reality. They go into the other room. They see a bunch of like people fighting. One of them is Padan, and then the dwarf that ends up fighting him kills Padan. These dwarves then. Brian switches hands at this point for a pair of like normal looking hands that has the Eye of Vecna in it and a bag of beans. You still have the bag of beans, Brian.
Jack the Beanstalk this bitch, Brian.
What's this?
Do it.
I said you still have the bag of beans.
I was getting this video to send you guys.
Anyway, so at this point, Brian has the Eye of Vecna. Then they end up kind of running away from this because they find out that those other dwarves, they were previously statues, were like coming back to life.
It's called
and fighting an endless competition. And they're like, nah, fuck this. They walk back, find you. You're basically caught up now. Any questions for the group? You guys can start answering.
So many, but I don't think any of it will provide clarity. So it's
It
good.
doesn't matter. Go for it. What would your character ask? At this point, you are caught up. Marcos, Brian, Colin, anything else you guys want to add to this, or does that seem about right?
I think that was a
Did you
pretty
include
good
stuff
summary.
like all the different forms of my hair? Wait, I don't know if I missed it, but those rings that were being given in the town, you did mention that those rings were turning people into demons or whatever, right?
Yes, and people are now looking for these things. And Ace, your character also knows that there was really bad thing around that a while back, and it caused a bunch of problems. You don't remember quite exactly what happened there. You wasn't your area of history, but you do know that like a bunch of demons invaded, and they were quelled out by Agrex actually, because Agrex had taken over at that point, which doesn't seem to be happening now. Anyway.
But yeah, because like from my timeline, so many things are
So,
entirely different, right?
From your timeline, the dome didn't crack, and there was never any of these demons that came out of the sky. None of these angelic beings. None of this. The ball that they destroyed a portal into the world of never happened.
So that means that him going back in time is why this is all happening. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any reason to break the timeline. So this is
Well-
his fault.
Nope.
No,
Uh,
the timeline would have shattered when you guys did the ball thing.
it would have been further back in time that it would have shattered, not when he got there, Brian.
Yeah. It just
But
so
what would
happens that I landed in the bad spot.
Didn't something have had to cause the timeline to get shattered? Like something from the future going back in time?
You're assuming that this is all causal?
I'm just saying that if the normal timeline doesn't have the shit in it, and we do have the shit in it, something must have changed.
You're
Yeah, but that
you're
would imply
assuming-
something changed in your timeline, not in mine, because mine's the future, it's afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I don't
the
get
future
this
was
at all.
back in time to fuck the timeline.
You're assuming that this is a linear-based cycle of causal reality.
God damn it.
My mind is blown. I don't understand what we're debating. Can someone
Like gonna be a parallel universe kind of situation
I
here.
think it's
Yes.
for Brian not like grasping time travel, but
Brian was like, the reason that all this is happening is because Ace time traveled, and I'm like, no, the shit that happened before he time traveled here never happened in his timeline.
Oh, so we can have different timelines. There's not one unified
Correct.
timeline. Ace's history is
Like-
different than ours.
yeah, it's
So
just
Ace
like
did
a
time
many
travel,
worlds
he-
interpretation. than
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
else.
so
And I
it-
hopped
Got
on
it.
Effectively,
it.
what Ace is doing is Dragon Ball time travel.
Yeah, Trunk style.
Almost, because technically, Dragon Ball time is that he goes back in time and causes an alternate reality to branch off.
So you,
Um,
you don't
Exactly.
really.
With Dragon
You don't
Ball
really-
Z, it was Trunks' going back and preparing them to cause the timeline to be any different. Otherwise, it would
So-
have been exactly the same.
It's
So
yeah,
technically
but it's
not
not,
Dragon Ball Z.
it's
Yeah,
not
not
Dragon
Dragon
Ball
Ball
Z. It's more like Steins Gate. So picture what he's doing of sending information back in the past to change some very small things accidentally, and he appears somewhere in the future of that timeline.
So, unfortunate reality, I've not seen Steins Gate yet.
So basically, what's happening is the traveling through time also alters the entire timeline.
Ah, God. Like, I think they do that. The act of someone traveling through time will break time in general outside the travel. Like, ripples through the timeline.
More like you're traveling between parallel worlds, less. So you're not necessarily going to land in your own dimensional timeline.
Ah, God. If you go back in time, you don't go. It's a.
Go back
Yeah.
to the future of the alteration that you created.
So basically, the idea here is it's easier to shift sideways than backwards.
Yeah. So if you go back in time, you go back in time, but also sideways.
But
I see.
you might not be going back in time because timelines don't work that way. Timelines can actually be like in a multi theory. You can be further in time than a parallel universe, which is actually back in time from yours.
Yeah. And or also time
It's
can
fucked
travel
up,
at different
man.
speeds in different dimensions, hypothetically, depending on the.
So it's more like parallel threads over causal realities. Anyway, that's kind of a moot point. This is just getting super dirty right now.
No, that's what I'm here for. Come for the D&D.
Aren't we
stay
all
for the many
fucking
worlds
nerds?
interpretation.
You're
Fuck
like,
yes.
you're like, whoa, Brian! Don't start assuming causal reality. This is bullshit.
It's more quantum mechanics 101 than D&D, you know.
Look,
Come
I
for the
had a
D&D,
safe
stay for the quantum
assumption,
mechanics, man.
assuming single timeline travel. You can
Yeah, no.
correct it to multi-timelines easily.
This is not the Back to the Future timelines. None of that bullshit.
So Ace is not going to bang his own mom and all of a sudden like cease to exist in the future, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that has a 0% chance of happening.
All right, so Ace, take it from here.
Okay, so if I've got this straight, you guys pretty much chaosed your way into possibly ending the world?
Look,
Maybe.
if the world ends, it's its own fault.
Alright.
I don't know. They just started.
Also, I just want to mention one more character here because I was scrolling. I just have a note that says Susan-female Joey.
Susan.
Who is Susan?
Did she make us cupcakes?
She was the one that you stayed at, the house that you stayed at when you were staying in the Good Elven Village.
Oh,
She
right, right,
gave you a ton of food and was super nice to you and was.
right.
Okay.
Cool.
You guys,
Female Joey means cupcakes.
yeah, that.
Joey, can I have a cupcake?
Yeah, I think I have enough.
I'll take one
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I mean, if you think
Not
about
tomorrow,
it,
on Friday after D&D. Lucifer.
Maybe I might have them left over by then. Anyway,
if you think about it, we got the ball from the tower that was from this place originally. So, you know, if they can create this, they can probably handle this.
Okay. Do they know my timeline background?
Yes.
Well,
no, they only know that you time traveled. They don't know anything else.
Okay.
So you can give them a TLDR if you want.
So they don't know anything about like the history of the version of the future that I came from.
Nope.
I mean, you could tell us the history of the future you came from,
I mean, I could if Joey told me.
and then we could laugh at the fact that it's not anywhere near what we have created in our own insanity.
All right. So
I'd love to help you.
giving you context around his future. So basically, Ace's character is probably from the equivalent of 2,000 years after this. What ended up happening is Agrax actually developed a very strong foothold. The rings that were there started taking over very small parts of different parts of the country. And then as the chaos kind of spread of those rings, Agrax opened up its borders finally. Everyone thought that they were finally going to like step in and help the world again, since they just retreated and were kind of just like, we're going to protect ourselves now that we were attacked by what blah, 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 right? Which they technically, so they thought that another country stole their blue prism. That never happened, apparently, because these assholes did. Anyway.
Hey!
they
I
deserve
resemble
it.
that remark.
Anyway, so
Bunch of assholes.
Top notch.
what ended up happening? What ended up happening after that is they kind of went on a military assault. They didn't actually come to help the people. They ended up taking over. They suppressed the power of the rings. They destroyed the demons, but they started taking more of a dictatorship rule of the rest of the 7 places. So now those 7 islands are run by a single conglomerate. So over the 2,000 years, what actually happened is corporations started to spread, magical corporations, and become more and more of a consumeristic economy. It actually became a bit of a cyberpunk dystopian world, mostly around a Magitech type of situation.
Very
But
good.
yes, exactly. So magic started being combined with technology, and people were very oppressed by both. So it was government oppression at first, but now the government is just a face. It's literally a bunch of. It's just a few companies that are actually running the entire thing. So it's a cybertech magical world in there, and he is part of a resistance party, but formerly from people that actually had money. There's a huge rich poor divide, blah blah blah, normal bullshit, hashtag cyberpunk things.
Normal dystopian cyberpunk world. You know how it is.
Whatever, it's just whatever. The rich don't want the poor to achieve power. You came from a rich family, but you're actually trying to help a resistance group that's forming, that's kind of like hackers and other stuff. Although what you did is you ended up stumbling into time travel accidentally, and you've hopped a few worlds since. You can decide what that means for you, to kind of combine magic and technology in a bit of a different way. And now he's ended up here. Time hopping is not necessarily something he's familiar with. He just kind of is able to sometimes do it accidentally, but isn't really something that he's able to control. And it doesn't really feel like he's able to like target it. He was trying to do more research, although what he currently has right now isn't able to do it again for some reason.
You didn't tell me for a reason. You just randomly ended up here.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So, for context around your goals, Ace, is you are looking for a way to get, like, a way to fix some of this, or at least figure out if there's a way through time travel, thinking that it was causal, if you could have reversed parts of this. After moving through some of the timelines, you realize it's not causal, and this is fucked up, and why the fuck am I doing this? But now you're here, and you're like, it's still a better reality than you were in.
Sure.
So
and
can
I
he get
may or
back
may
to
not
his
be
home
stuck.
reality, or is he not sure how to?
I
He's
can't
what?
really control the timepiece, so it just kind of happens.
So basically, your character is just the Sliders TV show.
I don't know. Not familiar with it.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's an amazing. Well, it's a show. Nostalgia makes it good. I don't know if it's actually amazing or not. That's a good question.
I was thinking the whole magic and tech world of like Final Fantasy to me. He was a part of Final Fantasy VII, is what I thought.
I was thinking Chrono Tiger.
Oh yeah,
Chrono
Chrono
Trigger?
Trigger.
Yeah.
So the story of Sliders is they develop a device that lets them like go to alternate Earths, but then they don't know how to get back to the home Earth. So the entire goal is to try to get back to home Earth. They keep going to alternate realities that are either like really good or complete crap sack, usually crap sack. And then it's like every time they go to a new world, the device takes a while to recharge. And so they're like stuck there, and then sometimes shenanigans happens.
Makes
Sounds
sense.
about right.
Let's assume something like that, except he doesn't even have control over how quickly it charges or when to actually jump.
Yeah, like I was probably doing something else, and then I just ended up in that, like, was it the library where you guys found me?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I was just, like, tinkering with the fucking thing, which I shouldn't have done. And then, bang, I'm in the library. And then, all of a sudden, y'all are just there. And I'm like, cool, this is not where I was a second ago.
I thought it was weird because we're just got back from the same thing too, and then suddenly somebody walks out.
So what's weird is yours was causal.
Huh.
Oh, I think I'm actually vaguely familiar with this.
I like how Marcus is like, that is weird that ours is causal and his wasn't.
Yeah, it sounds like the storytelling is lighted off a little bit.
No, nothing says you can't do causal time travel within a single
I'm messing with you, Joey.
line. Colin's
I may
dead.
have actually seen this. The sliders thing, I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't sound weird to me too.
Oh, Joey's gone too.
What the fuck?
And there were 3.
Are you there, Brian? Okay.
I can walk over to Joey's
Alright.
and knock on his. Never mind. I was gonna say I can walk over to Joey's face and just like knock on his door.
Joey, you're alive.
I'm alive. Okay, so yeah. You guys are now caught up on Aces.
Yeah, so right now we have the problem that we just did that, the mages, and they might be after us. and you're with us right now.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
They have those angels.
I guess
I mean-
we are a team now.
By that you mean the angels have.
Yes, yes.
Did they see us at all, or did no?
We're hidden, right?
They've seen you. But yeah, so they may or may not know you guys, but it also depends if other people have been taken and captured from the resistance party.
Got it.
Oh, they might be wiped out right now.
So yeah. What are you guys doing?
Well, now that we are all caught up, we should probably not stay in this woods. We're in the woods, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we should get as far away from here as possible right now.
Which is why you guys were going towards the hole.
Yeah, although I'm not sure if that's the greatest idea, because once we get there, what do we do?
I don't know what else we can do.
That's a good question.
Let's do the old-fashioned method: murder everything that moves.
The entire island?
Yes.
I mean, do they have more than just that floating island?
We can
Do I
drop the
even
island.
know?
I'm
That
pretty
would
sure we
solve
can't
all
just murder a
problems.
whole island, guys.
Guys, if you drop the island, it kind of just does itself.
How do you drop it? What do you mean?
We got to re-invoke gravity.
This seems like a terrible plan.
Okay, I think maybe we stick to original plan. Maybe we go towards the crack.
Yeah. Let's go
I vote
investigate.
go to the crack.
Figure out there's a way to somehow fix it.
Oh, their crack? No.
Dive out
What
through
the
it.
fuck is
Their
that crack?
problem. Not our problem.
So where are we going then, gang?
I vote walk towards the crack. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I'm okay with
Uh,
this.
yeah, I think we can do that.
All right, I walk behind Marcos.
Okay.
Guess Marco's in front.
Okay, so you guys are going towards the blue aspect.
How far away, Joey? Like, can we judge the distance even?
I'd say that you could probably judge the different distance. You're probably around. Based on your guess, Marcos, you're probably around a day and a half journey to.
Okay, I think that's good.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, we can probably like walk 0.7 days and rest, and then walk the remainder.
Walk 500 miles.
And then 500 more?
I mean, how can we do this faster?
Do you want to go stealth or do you want to like run?
Stealth would take longer, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's better to go slow and stealthy or fast and.
Well, I think we should at least try to tell us that there's a bunch of shit that flies in this country for some reason.
Yeah, we should find
So-
something over there.
Yeah, I feel like we should maybe not try to avoid the open. If necessary, we take it, but if we have an alternative, maybe we shouldn't just try to avoid to be like open field, where it can be easily spotted. We have to think that this entire country might be after us right now.
That's a very good possibility, gang.
Yeah.
And
So
I know we can escape, but
Is there a
Krulamin.
faster way to travel?
Yeah, some kind of
Fast travel,
I
if
don't
you will.
horse magic.
Assassin's Creed.
I already let you guys ride me once, and it was just two of you. I can do 3 of you.
Can't you just transform into a bigger animal, like an elephant?
Elephants are slow as shit, though.
Yeah, but I don't want to walk.
I can do an elephant, man.
So-
I'm crazy.
Brian, you hear a whisper in your ear with the sound of, "I might be able to get you somewhere faster."
Oh
Oh
shit.
no.
I listened to the sound. The thing is, last time this was in my ears, it got me there and not you guys. I'm fine with waiting for you guys.
So you have to basically. It's like, what exactly do you want? I don't know if I'm following.
Neither do we. It's all fine, Joey.
No, that's
You're
what it
the one
tells
who
Brian.
gave the offer, man.
No, that's what it tells Brian. It just tells that.
All right, so I kind of respond to the voice in a way where my team doesn't notice me, asking, what are you offering?
How would we not notice you talking to yourself 4 feet from
I'm
us?
very stealthy.
Just
Pirate,
pretend.
it just goes. It goes. You're the one who has to make the request, not me. Figure out your request, and I'll see what I can do.
All right, I tap my heel, my ruby red slippers together.
I mean, that's
Be
a pretty
like-
good stealth roll.
Man, it would be really nice if the entire group was able to get there very quickly, instantaneously almost,
All right,
and not die in the process.
roll a
Thank you for that
d4.
caveat.
Oh shit. He
What-
included the entire group in this shit.
D40?
Roll a d40. You can roll a d4 and a d10 if you can't roll a d40.
I rolled a 17.
Oh, that smile was very concerning.
It's okay. Where did you ask to go exactly?
To our
Chris,
destination.
It goes. What destination was that? The blue thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
Like, all I'm saying is, at least 3 of us have wings of featherfall.
So,
That's true.
alrighty then. Give me a second. I need to look some
I
stuff
like the
up.
sound of this.
I like Ace's background now. This is the funniest, like, for character addition, is just having Ace here being like, "I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is not good. I don't want this at
It's
all."
okay. After a while, Ace,
Someone
you
has to
should
be the
become
voice
numb
of
to
reason.
it.
It sounds like I'm about to become numb all over with whatever you've planned.
You'll be fine. You don't need your organs.
It's funny you say numb
I'm
all
just
over.
busy using those.
It's funny numb all over. That's a great point, Ace. Thank you for.
No.
You're not supposed to give Joey ideas.
It
He never
wasn't
thinks through these
intentional.
punishments.
No,
He didn't think through
I
these
was already.
punishments.
I
So if
was
you don't
already.
give him ideas, the punishments usually are pretty crappy quality, and it doesn't really hurt us much.
No, so you didn't roll that bad. You didn't roll like a 1 or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you guys are talking about where you want to go. And while you're talking, you suddenly feel weird and tingly.
Uh-oh.
And
Where?
your body starts.
Is it localized to one area or just everywhere?
No, your body starts floating.
Brian, what have you done?
And it goes, "The blue place. I think I know some places like that." So
That might be exactly what we need. Fuck it.
you guys start moving higher into the air. Faster and faster, actually. Boy, it was kind of disturbing. You go through the prism. You're actually kind of terrified because you're speeding up very quickly towards the blue dome. But you actually pass right through it. You don't hit it at all. It's super weird.
Okay.
And you guys literally are looking at the islands from above. It's super fucking weird. And then start flying towards Agrax, actually. Marcos, you realize. Not Agrax, Athon, I mean. And all end up falling.
Oh no.
Wait, actually, no, it's okay. No, that's not that bad. Don't worry.
I'm scared.
Doubt.
1 second. Let's see if I can grab your characters and let me move your player icon to this. So
Oh man.
you guys end up falling very quickly towards the ground as well, and are flying kind of toward. I don't know if you guys are on the page, but
I am.
you guys fly towards this area of white snow, where you end up falling very, very quickly towards a beautiful frozen blue lake. And you're moving very fucking fast towards it, where suddenly you guys slow down very quickly and land on the ice.
Well, I do not think this is where we were aiming.
This didn't work out how I expected.
It seems to happen like every few days to us, though.
Yeah, something crazy happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
keep it
how did
spicy.
we get here?
Yeah, someone explain what just happened. Ace, what do you think happened? You're from the
I
future.
didn't do this.
Well, do you understand it? 'Cause I know I sure as shit don't.
I
What's
have
going on?
no idea what just happened. What
Me
about
either.
you, Piratey? You were off in the corner, not really contributing to the conversation. Did you see what happened?
I did not see what happened, man.
So, Brian, the poltergeist
Fucking
equivalent. Did I do good?
Can I try and fist bump the poltergeist?
Yes.
All right, I do it where it seems like I'm just like, stretching while I'm really fist bumping the poltergeist.
You fist bumped the poltergeist.
Does the poltergeist take damage from my Kentucky Fried Litter Heads by any chance? I'm curious about that.
No.
Probably get healed by it.
Yeah. Probably made him more lively.
You guys can try to observe that if you want, because he only rolled a 16 on sleight of hand. So you guys can roll perception if you want.
Who's got a good perception?
I mean, there's the issue that would you guys have any reason to be suspicious of my yawn?
They were looking right at you though. They were talking to you, Brian.
Okay, fine.
I have +3.
None of that was smooth.
You guys can all roll. It's
I
fine.
think that was quite normal.
19.
13.
So, Krillman, you see him fist bump a poltergeist.
What the fuck is that thing, Brian? A piratey?
What are you talking about, man?
Rolls
That thing.
deception.
That thing you just fist bumped.
So roll. Wait, that's against his perception, I guess, or no?
Deceptions versus insight.
Yeah, so he needs to roll insight.
I walk over and get in his face. Have you been telling us everything, or what's going on?
Yeah, I think there's every possibility Piratey has been hiding something from us.
That's not very cool.
So you guys are not dressed for cold.
I mean, I have a little vesty thing, so it's a jacket.
Yeah, but not for the cold. This is like Canadian Montreal winter cold suddenly.
I mean, I wear shorts in the winter, so GG.
Yeah, but just because you're stupid doesn't mean.
You're not a real Canadian if you can't wear shorts in the winter.
I mean, I do.
I have a bedroll. Can I wrap it around myself on my inventory?
Yes, you can. So you're not cold.
Sweet. Hey Brian, what's going on, man? What's the thing you're fist bumping?
Well, you know how I got this magical blade thingy? Seems to come with it seems to have a slight mind of its own that hangs out with me sometimes.
What blade? Are you showing them a blade?
I'm gonna summon Icicle and hope it doesn't like backfire because of Lich Hands.
So you can't summon Icicle.
God damn it! You stole my ability to fight.
You have Witch Hands. You never asked what the Witch Hands could actually do, but anyway.
Oh, well, can these do something other than like stuff I touch?
And tastes like Kentucky.
You have no idea right now. So actually, what ends up happening, Brian, right now is you try to summon Icicle, but Icicle doesn't appear. What does appear is the only way I can put it is like a phantom blade.
Phantom? What do you mean phantom?
Like it's ethereal.
Okay.
It's not. It's not alive. Like it's not. It doesn't look like it's fully in this plane.
Got it. Part invisible. Ghost blade. I say, what do you guys think of this? You think Brian had some shit going on he hasn't been telling us about? Little sus.
Definitely. Yeah.
Brian, the poltergeist is not the same as your god being thing that.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. It's called lying.
So you're trying to roll deception then, okay?
Yeah, should I do a deception check?
Sure.
All right. I would have 27.
Yeah, you guys believe him that it's his god type thing that's apparently helping him teleport.
Sounds sus to me.
No, I never said help me teleport. I just said I communicate with it, and I'm fist bumping it because while we don't know what happened, it's still pretty awesome.
So you're fist bumping your imaginary friend while we're busy freezing our asses off in the cold?
I'm fine with the cold. I have Lich Hands.
How do your hands help you?
I mean, they're dead already. They don't feel shit, man.
But what about your feet? You have other extremities, I assume, right?
I got socks on my feet. Amazing socks.
Interesting. Okay.
Also, given that my god is kind of ice themed, I feel like I have some numbness to the ice. Or am I also cold, Joey?
No, you're also cold right now.
God damn it!
You're not able to really communicate with your god for some reason.
For some reason.
So Colin, it did not look like a god he was fist bumping. It looked like a little dude. Like picture
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
No, I was thinking like Harry Potter's what's his name? The
Dobby? Dobby the house elf?
Peeves.
I said, they don't look like a god to me, Brian. What is that? What is it? You bullshitting us?
Wait, how do you know what a god looks like?
I don't know. I just have an idea that looks something like grand and impressive, not the little shit I saw up there. But
wait, you didn't see the photo, guys.
Not that little shit.
Wait, Brian, roll a d40.
All right. Wait, what? Oh God, 33.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Shit.
Okay.
This is where like Colin sees a true face and God just explodes into fire.
No. So Colin's floating again.
Brian, put him down.
did I notice I'm floating?
And of course you notice you're floating. You just suddenly got lifted into the air, and he gets suddenly flown away from the lake. So to paint a picture, you guys ended up on a lake. It's really beautiful, clear blue lake. It looks, you're right in the center of it, but around there's sparse amounts of trees and snow. So Colin's character goes flying off towards one of those directions.
Like how high is it flying off?
Also, wait, how are we on this lake? Is it frozen?
Yes.
Okay.
It's snow all around. And
we're not just like Jesus standing all on.
No, you're not Jesus. So Colin, from your experience, you get flung really quickly towards a tree. And right before you're about to land on the tree, you get paused, wedgied, and hung from the tree.
It's full force peas.
What the fuck?
Brian, what did you
You're
do?
going too far, man.
I didn't do it.
I mean, he questioned you, then he ended up in a tree. That's pretty sus.
Go help Krula
Yeah.
me,
He
Joey.
questioned the asshole I fist bumped. Let's be honest here.
It's
Well, let's
true.
go cut him down then.
And as you can see, I ain't fist bumping an asshole for this one.
Wait. Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
Roll a d40.
God damn it. 11.
Yeet.
So, okay.
Is Brian about to be wedgied too?
No, he rolled an 11, not a 33.
The
He
first
rolled
thing to end with me like right beside the tree and car, and I look at Kulum and be like, "This is your fault, asshole."
again, you're looking at this in the terms of towards the 40 is the good gin, towards the 1 is the bad gin.
I bet you Joey flips a coin to determine if 40 is good or bad every time.
No, 40 is always positive.
Okay.
That's why Colin didn't get hurt. He just got wedgied. It was kind of like a prank. So, Brian,
I plead the fifth.
your feet suddenly start sinking into the ice.
Do my feet also feel warm in the process? Are they like heated socks?
Nope. So by the time your ankles are in the ice, you're not able to move. The ice starts to grow around your legs. What do you guys do?
Okay.
Ice is going on Brian's legs?
Mhm.
And I'm in a tree like a long ways away. How far away am I?
You're in a tree, and Marcos is going to help him. You could probably assume about like 200-300 meters.
But I can see him still. Okay, got it.
Okay, so Marcus, you get Brian. I'll go cut Colin down. I'll sharpshoot him out the tree.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's do that.
So I guess I walk over to Colin and I try and shoot the little piece of underwear that's caught in the tree branch so he can come back down.
All right. So you're a good enough shot that I'm not too worried about this, but I'm still going to let you roll in case you roll a 1, because then I'm going to make you shoot him.
Is that good enough to not shoot him in the ass?
Yes. You're good. All right. Brian, what do you do?
Oh, wait,
I
did we go
mean-
back over to Brian and Marcos?
So, I mean, I try and not drown to death, I guess.
No, you're not drowning. Your feet are stuck, and then you're starting to get encased in ice.
I try to resist.
Is there any visual indication of said poltergeist?
Roll perception.
Okay. How much was my perception? $21 total.
So when these two things happened, you did notice something a bit strange. You did notice that there was some sort of like entity around. You just did. It was a bit obscured.
I see. So I have this spell, Joey,
Okay.
that outlines creatures, invisible objects, and things like that. So affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. It's called
Okay.
Fairy Fire.
Yeah, you can try to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use it. There's a saving throw DC 15 for dexterity.
Okay. Just like Ace can try to open the box with the blue prism in it.
Oh, no.
Wait, what did you say, Joey?
Nothing.
I'm telling you, we're not getting that thing back.
All right, Marcos. So Yeah. You do notice an outline of it.
Was that enough detriment for the creature? Not detriment. What's the word? Was that enough for the ice? Where is the creature? Is the creature actively putting ice on Brian?
Yeah, basically, it really looks like the creature's round Brian giggling, and it looks like it's compacting snow and it's turning into ice as he's compacting the snow around his legs. It looks like a child that's trying to make a snowman out of a, Brian-shaped snowman.
Brand new costume snowman.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing?
Are you asking it?
No, I'm asking Brian what he's doing with like
I mean, he
carrying
just
the
called
shit
it-
around.
He just called the thing that was very nice to him and did what he asked an asshole.
Also,
I
love
mean-
how Brian's becoming a snowman and you ask him what he's doing. He's clearly not doing it.
So Brian, I don't know all the ways I have to help you might hurt you more than help you.
Roll the dice.
I mean,
go for it.
I called him an asshole for wedging Colin, as funny as it was.
Just apologize.
I apologize. I am sorry. Please don't wedgie Colin Coolerman next time, though.
But
Am I back over at the ice with Brian yet?
Yeah, we probably walked back in that.
Coolerman's
I
very
like
sensitive.
but why not? He was mean to me. I'm not gonna put up with that. I deserve respect. You were mean to me too, so you get to be a snowman. Don't you want to be a snowman? I heard people singing that song.
I do not want to be a snowman.
Okay, icicle it is. I heard you say icicle a few times, so
That's my weapon I'm trying to use that doesn't want to appear for some reason.
fine. Now you got the phantom blade though. Isn't that cool? I gave you that for now because for some reason
Wait, Phantom Blade?
I said you got a phantom blade now.
Wait, I have a what now?
You didn't hear me say that earlier? Did anyone else hear me say that?
He's got too much snow in his ears.
Like,
We heard you
legit,
say it,
those
Johnny.
guys literally
I
can't
heard
hear
it.
shit. Like they're kind of confused. You gotta like everyone else here, like man, they're like on the short bus. You gotta be very nice to them.
No,
They don't
we
mean
heard
to
it.
disrespect you. They're just on the short bus.
Fine, but yeah, you can use the phantom blade for now until I think you're gonna need to fix the hands though, because that's probably no good.
Yeah, I'm getting a sense that my hands aren't the best of thingies. Can't even touch myself. Ugh. All right, what are the Phantom Blade stats, Joey?
Essentially same thing as before, but instead of frost damage, you're doing what's the equivalent of dark? Fuck.
Necrotic.
Necrotic. You're doing necrotic damage. But the thing is that when you attack, there is a chance that on low rolls, so there's a chance that it goes through the person and doesn't hurt them, and it also has a chance of going through the person and doing double damage.
Is it like wait? What causes that? Like, is it like on an even number I double damage, on an odd number I do no damage, or is it like what?
That sounds chaotic. Let's do that.
You've given him an idea now.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. It should be dexterity base with a proficient with a mod of 1. So that's the Phantom Blade. I'm trying to check the numbers are the same. So 1d8. Oh no, I got to adjust it a bit more. It should be plus my dex mod.
So are we gonna do base stat or are we gonna do total for even and odd?
Do base stat. The dice, the dice roll itself.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it'd be really stupid if like I have a +5 modifier, I roll a critical hit and do no damage.
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. Let's go with base roll.
Like I do have +8, so it's still the same thing. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do double. Let's do
I
that.
mean, it'll
one.
be that thing that you decapitate the person, but you do not. Very
So
disappointing.
this sounds hilariously chaotic, although I feel like it is a little bit OP, but it's okay. That's fun.
So it's 1d4 necrotic damage, d8 plus modifiers of dexterity damage, d20 plus dex plus. It's a +1 weapon, so it's +1 to its mod. All right. Oh yeah, get that shit.
All right. So Brian, you're still in the middle of this thing.
I
You
also say thank you to the Poltergeist for the Phantom Blade. This will be very, very helpful in the very potentially near future if we had to fight monsters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want you to get too hurt, but at the same time, you gotta be nice to me. If not, I'm gonna start making your life a little bit more difficult. So don't start fucking with me.
That sounds acceptable.
I won't put up with bullshit.
But just be aware the rest of this group is kind of on the short bus, so you got to have patience with them.
So wait, am I supposed to tell you about things?
It would be nice. You don't have to, but if you want to.
Okay, there's a bunch of like dragon-like things over there.
Good to know. Inform the party.
They say that, Brian, your feet are still stuck in the ice. And as that happens, you see 4 dragon-like creatures flying towards you.
I'm like, hey, buddy, you want to unice my legs so those dragon things can be dealt with, and also they don't like roast me without me being able to move?
Oh, I don't have the time for energy for that, so no.
That's fine.
And then it disappears. Marcos, you actually notice the figure that was like outlined kind of dives towards Brian's socks and feet and just disappears into them and is gone.
What the fuck?
Can't hear you, Marcos. You're muted.
Oh shit! Fucking socks.
Well, that was a journey.
You knew about the socks too, because you do know about the socks that he put on, and you're like, well, that did nothing in comparison to every other item he has, so it's fine.
It helped a little bit.
It did help. You guys got onto Athon, so that's good.
Are we gonna unfrost Brian's feet?
Yeah. Joey, I use my Moonfire staff thing. I can use an action to do like let's see. Molten magical energy fires from the start to a creature object within range. Roll 1d6 to determine the spell effect, and it can cause fire or radiant damage or both.
Okay.
To
You're
To
gonna
melt
set
the
Brian
shit.
on fire.
It's not that bad in comparison to what else he could have done. It's like
Hit
the
me
least
with
I can do.
fireball, basically.
All right.
No, mini modes of fire, dude.
Roll.
Question, just to confirm this, I would assume this is the case. If I touch myself with the Kentucky Fried Lich Cannon, do I take damage?
You can try it.
I mean, I've been avoiding touching myself for that exact reason.
So what does this do,
That
Marcos?
seems like a good plan. Maybe
Like when I need to go to
Okay.
the bathroom, I just pee my pants, man. I just don't even like
don't even
donate that
risk
shit.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't even risk it.
So Joey, I aimed the staff to the base of the eyes,
Okay.
not at Brian's fucking face,
Makes
That
sense.
sounds logical, yes.
and I activated, and it basically fire like radiant balls of fire, motes of fire, as they want to call it.
Doesn't sound like it does fire damage. Doesn't sound like it melts ice.
Yeah, well, in this case, because I rolled a 3, it does 2d4 fire damage.
Wait a minute. Is it a
So-
good idea to be burning the frozen lake that we're all standing on,
Too
gang?
late. So
Fuck.
It's
me
only
now.
2d4.
I was about to ask the same thing. I thought, yeah, like we're
I
here's what
feel like
happened.
we probably should have stepped in.
So basically, Marcos points the fireball staff towards the ground.
It's not a fireball.
I
Jesus.
know, but you know what I mean. And he points it. The poltergeist kind of laughing as this is happening, because as it hits, it actually connects with the ice that was weakened because of the fact that the poltergeist took the ice to cover Brian's legs with it. And the ice around you guys starts actually shattering from the center. So Brian, make a dexterity saving throw. Everyone else also making a dexterity saving throw, but Brian, yours is with disadvantage because you're also getting unencased with ice.
I still have proficiency, so okay, I rolled a very low number. I rolled a 3, Joey, with my +7 is 10.
Okay.
I rolled low on both rolls, so whatever. You sure you don't mean an acrobatics check?
No, definitely meant dexterity saving throw.
Death save.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That's not much better, man. Oh, okay.
I'm by getting it. There we go. Dexterity save.
Yeah.
Okay, Colin.
See, isn't having a character sheet great, Ace?
It really is.
Once you get a hang of it, it takes a while. It's kind of shitty.
Roll
sometimes.
dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Once you, like,
So, wait,
figure it
guys,
out,
I have
What
I have
is-
51 anchovies. 5 anchovies also in pretty good shape
My
right now.
saving throw is +6. So I did
It
D20
is-
plus 6.
It is true. He does have 51 anchovies. So also, Ace
It's a
forgot to
weird
tell you.
specific number.
I also
No,
have 5
Joey,
anchovies that are a
do I
bit pressure
do-
due to time travel reasons.
If dexterity is +6 in my saving throws, what do I roll?
it should say they should have a saving throw thing on the D&D.
The saving throw +6, so I just roll a D20 plus 6.
20 plus 6, yes.
Yeah, which means you have like what? 3 dexterity mod plus 3 from proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Conrad's an 8. Okay, you guys literally.
So
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So here's what happens. Everything starts cracking and actually breaking up into ice blocks. You weren't expecting this, so all of you guys kind of slip and fall prone as the ice keeps breaking. So you guys are prone now, and the ice is cracking at a pretty alarming rate into different chunks. There's also these dragon-like creatures that are flying towards you at a very quick rate. I think this is a good time to end the session, guys.
Oh my
Perfect.
god.
Wonderful.
This,
About to fall into a fucking frozen lake.
the
Jesus.
suspense, Joey.
I just think this is the perfect time to end it at this point.
I have a way to escape the next session, so I'm fine. I've got dimension door, so I can just teleport away from the lake and be like, "Yo, you guys can drown. I'm good."
You do have dimension door, and you can take someone with you technically.
Hey, I
Okay.
just
Yeah,
shot
but
you out of
will
a
he?
tree.
No, he will
I think
not.
I'm not taking Brian because Brian fucked me up. I think I'm gonna
I
take
didn't
Ace.
fuck you up. You fucked yourself up.
Nah, Brian's fault.
I also
Should tell you about
like-
your little goblin.
I like how
7-10
you
Brian's fault.
didn't talk about those elves getting murdered at all.
What do you mean?
I'm saying from that vision,
Oh.
like you guys were just basically like, yeah, whatever, they got murdered.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
weird.
Everyone's just accepted that.
No one paid attention to the vision at all. The fact that all of you guys had a shared vision, and you're just like,
Well,
No,
I don't know what it could mean yet. I don't have enough knowledge to even like put it to anything. You know. Maybe I'll find out later.
I don't know. My hope is that the angels controls the demons and we don't have to do anything. It's
Pretty much
perfect.
the same, honestly. Hoping it takes care of itself. That's the ideal.
Let's see.
I'm just trying to write down what yeah, I'm updating the notes.
I managed to find a pretty decent picture of Peeves, which I popped into the chat thing.
I wonder if I can transform into a polar bear. That'd be cool.
I say the plan is me and Colin escape through that door, and then Marcos finds a way to undo his terrible mistake.
Yeah.
And Brian
I think
probably
dimension
goes
door, and then Marcos can suffer for his flames, and then Brian can just drown, and then that'll be it.
Block of ice on the foot.
I don't know. But dimension door can take only one person. Where does it say that? That seems kind of lame.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it just takes one person.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think it's more than one person. Let me see here. Give me a second. 420. I believe it takes a lot of people actually. Dimension door.
I I can bring objects or one willing creature of your size or smaller.
Oh,
All
you're right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I think Ace is a willing creature.
10 out of 10 and willing creature.
Ace is a willing creature, but that is something you guys can do in the next session. So yeah, hope you guys have
Wait.
fun.
Can I put everyone in a bag of holding and then take them?
No.
So
Penguin. I can do penguin.
you could try. No guarantees, but you could try.
Regular Arctic fish.
Regular
see.
Arctic fish.
Perfect wild shape. Or seal. Seal would be cool.
So hopefully you guys had fun. This was interesting. This is definitely
That was a good one. The recap is useful to learn. Remember all the backstory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's super
I
handy.
already forgot it all.
that was Marcos's idea. I thought that was a good idea.
Sorry.
I agree.
Alright, so I guess the only solution for me is go gadget hat, right?
Are you gonna deception the things flying towards you?
I was thinking more so get my hand to a helicopter and fly away from the water, but that might work more better.
So your hat only does deception things. Also, giving Brian a poltergeist was a horrible idea. I love
Yeah,
it.
pure
I mean,
chaos.
up until now, it was just every now and then it whispers to me. I never really fully interacted with it.
I wish I had turned on dad.
Huh?
I wish I had turned on dad.
It's true. Marcos, before next session, we should discuss if you want the ability to turn into different wild shapes of celestial types.
Yeah.
We were discussing that, and if there's anything else that you think would make your character more fun. Colin, since you haven't updated your character in a while as well, if there's anything that you think would make your character more fun to play or more interesting, let me know and we can see how we can incorporate it. Ace, you just built your character. If you don't think it's fun to play, you suck at building characters. And
Any new abilities you mean or
No, I
something
got
like
too
that?
much. I'm not gonna get that.
yeah, you
I don't know
also
if
have
I use that mech dragon though.
you have super cool
A mech dragon?
You have a mech dragon right now. We have to build the stats for that, so feel free to take a pass at that, but base it off of like some sort of animal class, and then we can figure out what it can do. We did give it 3 commands though, if you remember.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Are they in the
Oh.
sheet we're looking at? The sheet we're writing the Vanta Black stuff down on?
We can add it to that sheet, but this is the stuff that you said. Listen to all my commands, the ability to turn invisible, and cyberpunk monocle, where you can see through its eyes. Those are the 3 things you said because you wanted it for stealth.
Yeah.
So you can base the rest of its stats off of a great owl or something like that. And then we can figure out from there. And I'm also giving you the ability to, if you find it, and if it dies and you find it, you can repair it for money.
Okay.
Nice.
Because otherwise it's not going to be as fun for you to play. I don't want you to be worried about it dying.
Okay.
Because that would kind of suck. Like if you're like,
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, I better find the right time to use this because after that it's fucked.
no.
Yeah,
So
it makes it worthless if it dies.
exactly. So if it dies, it costs money to repair. But it's a cyborg, so you can repair it. But Colin, if there's anything else that make it fun, I know Brian, you probably having fun with your chaos character. If it's too chaotic, let me know. But
I'll think about stuff, see if I can find anything online that looks sort of a fun addition to have, but yeah.
even if you can just think of anything that you think would be an interesting thing, as you could probably tell based on what I give Brian and what I've given Ace and what I've,
All kinds of like weird stuff, yeah.
I do like things that have risk over reward of rolling.
We notice.
Yeah.
When you say risk over reward, you mean like your roll can be good or bad depending on what happens?
If you roll well, you get better things than if you roll badly. Like Ace's gun right now, if he wants to have a higher risk of it breaking, he can actually make it very fucking powerful. Like even right now, he could probably take out like a dragon with it. But there's a very high chance that the entire thing breaks and stops working and costs a shit ton of money to fix.
I see, got it.
I gave him.
I could have like channel the power of the ring or like blow my hand off or something, be one
So
option,
you already have the fucking rig and the ability to do shit with it, so I could give you more shit there, but you're not even using those powers, like Screech.
I need to use Screech. Screech is sort of simple. I think it just has something that you can use that's not in battle. That's sort of something that's like like Brian has his lit chant affect his like day-to-day life? You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
can
strings
make
would be
the
cool.
I can make your ring affect you much more if you like. That's fine.
You can have something where like it affects your. I don't know. You could be like channel the power of the ring, which could either be a great thing for you and help you, maybe be smarter or do something better, or it could backfire and like fuck you up, depending on how you
That'd
roll.
be cool.
Maybe you're looking at it wrong, Golly. Maybe you need to harness the power of the demo inside the ring.
Yeah, harness the power of the
Become the
demon and
demo.
either be a badass or maybe like it like corrupts you or something. I don't know, makes you evil.
This is literally part of your ring, and I can tell you now, and we can just say that your master just told you. Once you finish healing the ring, which it's pretty much almost like I consider it pretty healed right now. Like it's not really as corrupt. But basically, I was gonna let you use the powers of other masters.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Like Power Rangers, Wild Force.
Power Rangers Wild Force, but actually more like Avatar, like summon a previous master, previous avatar. Although I want some of the people in there to not be very good. So basically you get one skill from them or more than one skill from them based on like channeling their power.
Okay.
Depending on how well you roll. But if you roll badly, you might lose certain abilities, or you might end up with something like funny being like, well, he was a master of the drunken fist, but you're not, so now you're just drunk.
But who are the masters I can channel from? Is there like a list of people, or how do you like?
I'd probably have to do something with like a D20, where we take the D20 and we figure out what a D1 and what a D20 mean, and what additions you get for each one of them. So we can kind of make it be something that has like positive and negative effects that are relatively balanced. So some of them might be additions to things like dexterity, or additions to things like, charm or whatever else. And we can kind of discuss what it means if you want to try to challenge someone that's more charming. What does it mean if you roll well versus badly? And we can kind of figure out. I think it would be more fun if you ask for certain requests, like, oh, I want to be able to be more charming here. I want to channel someone that's charming. And then we either give you someone that's very charming or very aggressive, and then you can kind of play that character.
I'll think of some requests, and I'll think of different traits that I want to channel, and then I'll send you a list, and then I can see if you can have some like way I can.
We can balance it out from there.
Yeah.
So we can figure out how you roll for that. And then, Marcos, you wanted to be able to turn into other things. If there's anything else as well, let me know. But turning into things, I think there's lots of ways of doing that. But one of the fun ones is give you a random character with a random power that's is weighted towards much more powerful, but hilarious if it fails. Honestly, I'm just thinking Greek gods. I think it would be awesome to have the ability to turn into any Greek god, because
that would
then
be fucking cool.
And sometimes you're Zeus and it's fucking awesome and you're throwing lightning around and I can give you like very powerful things. And sometimes you roll and you're Aphrodite and you're like, shit, but I guess everyone could fall in love with me. So it's just a lot of really fun.
This can get really weird really quick.
Exactly.
You could be Dionysus, man, god of tits and wine. Do that.
But then there's also the like, so we can, it's very easy to find 20 Greek gods, but we can put the 20 Greek gods that are here and what powers they have. They can all be positive for you, Marcos, since it does take a wild shape. So they don't have to be negative. They just might not be what you want at that time, but they're all going to be relatively powerful.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, it's the main thing that I don't actually want these to be punishing for you, because it does take one of your wild shapes. And I think that that would be bullshit if that was really punishing. But at the same time, you may not want to be Hades right now. You're in the middle of a lake.
Why would I ever not want to be Hades?
That is true. You always want to be Hades. Hades is the best. Although
I'll probably switch alignments temporarily while I'm like Hades. Said that.
Full disclosure, if you're Hades, you're definitely Hades from the Hercules movie, not Hades.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Just throw this, just making sure everyone knows it's the fire hair, the thumb that goes out. You even get the two minions that can attack for you during that time. They're just not going to do a very good job. But
I don't mind this at all. It is almost in line with my imagination.
All right, Marcos, let's start writing down all of the Greek gods that you can be and what traits they get from that. And we see if we can balance it with the rest of your stuff.
So Dionysus just becomes super like lethargic and drunk.
I was gonna say Dionysus is lethargic, but there's gonna be
Midas
some
becomes if he touches shit, it dies.
I was gonna go with Narcissus as one of them, to the point where like
Yeah, but it's
That's
the
gonna
same
be-
like God.
I'm gonna also use demigods.
You mean
Just-
Aphrodite, where he's just a sentient dick?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what Aphrodite is. She's a sentient penis.
So Hermes, so you move really fucking fast. Things like that. So it's gonna be an interesting thing. I think there's gonna be some interesting, fun things that'll happen here if we do this. But maybe not Narcissus. Maybe that's just gonna be like a 1, where you're obsessed with yourself. But I need to give you a positive power there. That's just mean. So maybe not. But I don't know. I don't know if it's all gods or demigods as well, because Hercules could be fun too.
Oh yeah,
Giving-
Hercules is a good shout.
Oh yeah,
That is
that'll
super
be
sweet.
helpful. I can go help Krulamin for once.
There you
Got
go,
my hands
finally.
dirty.
There you go.
So I think it might be interesting to be like, I wonder if we can turn you into a Titan at some
Hypnos would
point.
be cool too, because then you get sleep powers. That's pretty sick. Put enemies to sleep.
So yeah, Apollo could be interesting. The ones that are going to be weird are going to be like ones that you're good at drawing all of a sudden. I don't think those ones are useful, so maybe not those.
Yeah, I mean
I
we
have
can
a
make
bunch
some
of
buck
Greek
though.
god spec from my other campaign, Joey. If you want me to send you some of that.
Wow.
Oh, sure. That would be helpful.
That's
But
cool.
I just want the Greek gods and their powers. Like, I just want a list of that.
Good luck. Every god's got like 7 things they do. It took
That's-
me so long to narrow it down for my other campaign.
Oh, I totally also want to give you the Greek god of nature, so that you can actually just control nature, like control vines and like bind and attack with them.
That'd be
Oh,
sick.
people will be in trouble if I can do that.
You can be a tentacle monster.
Yes. It's
Go back for
Cthulhu.
Japan.
I think Brian's room had reference to you at one point, but
Yeah, Japan, man.
I can already do octopus.
Ooh, the other thing we can do, Marcos, actually, if you don't want Greek gods, we could do something like, oh my god, what was it called? The one where they had the battle game where, fuck, it's an anime, and it had a sequel that was worse, but basically everyone
Does it
gets
narrow it down?
to summon the power of a previous hero.
Oh shit! Fate
Oh.
Stay Night, dude.
Yeah.
Day Night,
Okay.
yes.
And you're
Fuck,
right.
my
The
brain.
sequel was so much less good than Fate Stay Night.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Fate Stay Night, you can do something like that.
That'll be cool.
It's like
And
epic historical heroes, right? So,
Exactly. So it's just historical heroes. But then you can really go all badass if you get like a natural 20 and get Gilgamesh.
fuck yeah.
I'm
Pretty
not
cool.
sure if that's an advantage here.
What do you mean?
From what I remember of the anime.
Gilgamesh,
Too powerful, it doesn't
He
go
was so
back.
broken, dude.
he was so broken. You can summon any mythical weapon
Yeah.
and attack with it.
That
Jesus.
sounds fucking epic.
Yeah, I really want to see like Marcos get a hero that's just like super OP at one point and just like wreck the fuck out of everyone and be like, yep.
Good job, Sumo.
Good job. But you can do Fate Stay Night type heroes if you want. And we can limit this to a lower subset and just have the powers not be too OP.
Yeah, let's think about it. I'm too tired now to decide something like that of this weight.
This magnitude.
Yeah.
So much Gilgamesh. No,
I
man,
will stick with Arctic fish for now.
I feel like at this
Or
point,
maybe Swedish fish.
maybe. At this point, I'm like, I'm going to have to increase the difficulty of the battles. I'm like, they almost die every battle. Okay, maybe not yet.
Yeah,
Maybe we wait
maybe
for them
no.
to add OP. And it's okay. They could have some easy battles at one point that's like, they didn't die. Okay, now make it harder.
We'll still find a way to almost die.
'Cause
I mean,
Yeah.
there's dragons flying at us right now.
the interesting thing is your levels. It's really weird in D&D, I find, that if you start giving a lot of custom weapons like this or custom things, suddenly levels become less important for battles. It's just
Yeah.
previous battle, how well did they do against stuff of a similar level, then
Yeah.
balance everything to that. Um,
Not so much for me because of the spells.
Yeah, spell slots is a kind of shitty thing.
I looked at
No,
least
it's
all
not even
the
it's not even the
taxes.
slots, honestly. It's more like the access to the next set of spells.
Mm.
So it counts more. Because they go like up in scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are now doing things that are really, really different. I did put you guys back on Athon so we get a bit more continuity. The Agrax story arc was a little bit chaotic.
A little bit.
What's the max level in D&D? Is there a level where you're like level 80 and you're just like blowing up planets and
20.
shit? 20?
20 is usually what it goes up to. Then you get into like the god realms. At that point, you can technically keep going as gods among men, but usually it ends at level 20. It's very rare that people ever go past that. Usually they don't even get to 20 because 20 is basically like, I'll put it this way, a cleric at level 20 can bring back anyone to life that died like ever. And they're like, I bring them back to life now. You're basically a god.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like mages are like meteors ploft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
usually
can
your
destroy the
campaign
world.
will end
Super
before you
balanced.
get that point.
Oh my god! I
Yeah,
just
I never went past 15, I think, in D&D.
Marcos, do you think we could make like a TTGL one shot or equivalent?
Huh. I bet we could. It might be even easy if there's any system that already supports like a mecha. We can just take that and put in TTGL.
What do you think, Ace? Do you think we can make a TTGL?
What is TTGL?
Huh?
What is that?
Tengen, Topen, Gurden, Langen.
Oh God.
I feel like there's definitely homebrews for mech-based classes. So they would just be about running a system that won't fold.
Probably GURPS or GURPS can definitely do Magitech or like Magitech Mecha. But I'm not. There's also a couple of other systems that might be easier than GURPS. GURPS is hard to figure out and set up, but once you set it up, it's decent. But it's old. It's hard.
I feel like we totally do it though. Totally be doing it.
Because now I'm just picturing the going from like escaping your small little area by having mole rats stacked to battling with galaxies.
Wow. Battling with Galaxies is pretty next level.
Yeah. So the way it explained TTGL is it is one of the first animes that made fun of the anime genres while also being a good anime.
Okay.
And it scaled up really, really. Like every episode, you're like, well, they can't get more crazy than this, and then they do, and you're like, huh, interesting.
But they do it in a really smooth way, and also like a lot happens in that anime. So there's not that issue you get with some shows, the anime, where you're like, it takes like 10 episodes for something to happen. Like by episode 3, so much has happened.
Did
Oh yeah, it never stops.
Ace? Did I ever
Pulled a
tell
One
you?
Punch Man before One Punch Man did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of these things that did I ever tell you that I played a Supers game with GURPS where one of my personalities was Kamina.
No. That's amazing, dude.
His main power was luck.
You know. Give luck to the actual Chaos Machine incarnate.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's basically just an incarnation of luck. He has
Exactly.
everywhere. It's just constant. Colin, I'll put it to you this way. At one point, he gets upset in the mechas that the mecha they're fighting has two faces, and he's like, "You're only beating us because you have two faces. If we have two faces, we could beat you." And basically grabs his partner and smashes the mecha onto his mecha, so they have two faces. And everyone's looking at them like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, this makes no fucking sense. You're an idiot."
Yeah.
And
That
then
works.
how the two mechas combine, even though he knew nothing about that or any sort of like ability, he didn't know that that's a possibility. But they combine and then they end up defeating the other mecha. And you're looking at this and you're going,
What? Yeah. How did that work out?
Yup.
interesting.
Pure chaos.
I love Kamina. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. We'll pick up next time in the middle of a frozen lake on a mountain in Athon with dragons approaching you, or tiny dragons, more like, wormlings. But on
Sounds
a
very, sounds very
on a
safe.
lake that's breaking up, you guys are prone. Everyone is prone, and the lake is breaking apart.
Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Everyone's like, "Great, that's a perfect place to start." So, starting chaos.
So 2 weeks time then.
Yep.
Do you guys want to do 2 weeks, 1 week? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to change the cadence, or do you want to keep 2 weeks?
Let's do 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks
because
for me.
I'm running like 3 other games. So
No,
2
I'm-
weeks is best.
2 weeks
Yeah,
is good
I can
with
keep
me.
2 weeks.
I just wanted to double check.
So, wait, question, Joe. You mentioned the idea of doing in person. Would that be like all of us in person and then Ace on a giant screen staring over us from above?
Like an overlord.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Something like that. We can look into doing in person.
Come over here. We can, if it's not, we can do it
Ace-
outside somewhere in my lawn, and we can get Ace on video, and we can be outdoors in the patio with some lights, and we can drink beers and look at Ace's smiling face.
We can definitely do that, Colin.
I'm down.
So we can definitely do that. Ace, you're also welcome to fly down here.
Yeah, just fly on down, Ace.
I gotta pull out
would if
couch.
I could.
Colin has a pull-out couch. I have an air mattress.
So
Marcus
Ace,
has beer.
full disclosure, the what defines the could be interesting here, because you have 4 people that, if it's coming to just like the cost of flying you down, eventually could probably do this. For like the
At
200
some point, I
bucks.
would love to visit y'all.
Well,
Yeah, great.
Maybe when there's not like COVID restrictions on travel, though.
Yeah,
uh,
there's
COVID
COVID and like a bunch of other stuff.
into the U.S. isn't as bad as out of the U.S. So
Yeah, so I think California cities, like the Bay Area cities, are being called out for being like the highest vaccine rate in the country. I think.
yeah, they're pretty good.
Like, come tomorrow, I'm fully immune. I think Joey, you're like what 2 days away from immunity?
I'm already immune. I got my second shot before you did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, what was
I have
it?
mine.
Yeah.
Colin's been immune forever.
I still
Uh,
haven't gotten mine yet.
Yeah, Colin's
super
been looking
slow
going
out
up.
here.
It's good. Yeah, no, I hear it's been not doing well in Canada. It's annoying.
It's really
Canada.
fucking slow.
So what you can do is you can fly down here, and in the 2 weeks you're here, just get both shots.
I think
Okay.
there's a 3 to 4 week gap between them, but yes.
It's a 2 week gap.
Not from Moderna, it was like a 4 week gap.
Oh, you suck.
They're fucking 4-monthing us, so
It's 2 weeks for Pfizer.
it's fucking bad. It's supposed to be 2 weeks, but it's not. You get your appointment,
Oh.
like my mom got her vaccine like last month, and then her appointment for dose 2 is in September.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're really fucking it up here.
It really sucks.
Yeah, Canada doesn't have the ability to make vaccines from good amount bulk, apparently, I think it was.
Yeah. Or importing them, that's why. That's taking forever.
No one wants to export them until they have a safe populace, which makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So we got
So-
like a bunch of round 1s, but not so many round 2s.
That's really interesting.
Wow.
Canadian-
Round 1 and round 2 are the same shot, but yeah.
Apparently, Canadians can drive to the U.S. for COVID-19 vax and avoid quarantine, Ottawa confirms.
Wait, like when you come back, you don't need a quarantine?
I
Thanks
mean,
for
this
Ottawa. Quebec's got
Yeah.
stupid rules, man.
Ontario, no. If I'm looking to visit Ontario, it's 14-day quarantine.
Yeah.
here's a document.
If I drive over the border, so are you saying that if I like
Be a
Go
hell
over
of
the
a
border?
drive, Brian. From Cali
Yeah.
up to Canada?
Well, so
Like
there's an
40
idea of
hours.
flying. So the idea is fly to Philly, and then from Philly with my sister drive over the border. So if I drive over the border and claim I just come back from the States because I got a COVID vaccine, I can avoid quarantine by lying.
I mean, maybe. Right, you're actually from Canada, so they might be.
Yeah, I have a Canadian passport.
There's some interesting things here. You have to read through it, but there is the possibility, Ace, that you actually be able to drive to the States for it.
Oh my god, dude.
A friend of mine from university, it was in Texas for a month and got both his vaccines there while visiting family.
Exactly. You can fly down to California and do exactly that. Anyway,
Yeah, and you can crash at Joey's place, and he'll feed you a shit ton of food, and you'll get really fat.
yeah, that's true. It's very accurate, actually.
Oh,
All
that
right,
sounds good. Joey, we have to plan sometime to actually have our FaceTime about cooking.
Yes, you're right for the vegan food.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this?
Are you vegan, Ace?
No, but I am courting a girl who is, so I wanted to
Oh.
try and make
I
a
see.
meal for her.
He was basically convincing me that he's not dating this girl and
I'm not dating her. Courting.
doesn't really like her that much.
Courting
but if it
her.
doesn't work out. We'll
Like, courting her means he wants to date her. He just hasn't gone there yet.
I mean, I'm basically establishing that the entire time, like, if I ever end up at his wedding, I'm gonna have an announcement speech about
Oh my
how,
god,
like,
Joey, no, though.
the entire fucking time. Everyone here, if ever you end up at Ace's wedding, you just have to be like, he didn't really like her at first. He kept
That's
saying
not
that he's
the
not his
thing,
girlfriend, and then he's just like, we just have to keep lying and see how he reacts to it.
The moral is I
I'm
can't let
in.
Joey around her ever. That's
But
the
you can
moral
let
of it.
Ace, you can let me. I'm trustworthy. I promise. Joey, give me the notes before I meet her.
Oh my god.
You know, the problem here, Ace, is that I'm literally the best person at making vegan food, to the point where Colin, a very big carnivore, near the beginning of my vegan journey, was like, what meat's in here? And I'm like, tofu. And he just looked at it and was like,
Started crying inside.
It blew my mind.
Everybody
I thought
had
it was
that
like a really
moment.
weird meat. It was pretty shocking.
That's
Also,
I feel like
I can
yeah,
say
Joey's
on
vegan food is
good
pretty good.
authority that Joey's food has made Colin break down and cry.
When did I cry over Joey's food?
The hot sauce.
That's true. Yeah, I cried about that.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
nice.
also amazing.
I was like, wait, what's Brian talking about? Oh,
Accurate.
right, the hot sauce.
also, wait, I'm
Your
going to
hot
say what
sauces are top notch.
I'm going to
Joey
say
had
one
this
story.
famous party of hot sauces where we made 20 hot sauces, right? And like they got hotter and hotter. And I thought I could eat anything how hot it is. I didn't care. The last one was so hot, it was like almost like a poison. It was like
yeah, what was that
was
ghost
pretty
ship one?
intense.
Is that what you made? Or like graveyard? I can't remember. That
Uh,
one was fucking
hot as fuck.
brutal.
There's
Yeah,
a photo of Colin on the floor crying as his wife just looks on and laughs.
pretty accurate. Yeah, that's it.
He dead
So-
had a tombstone on the label. I'm like, Joey, what the fuck?
So that one there wasn't the worst one. I think we did much worse one. There was the Blue Scorpion one, but then there was the last one, which was Island of Fire. That was just insane. But the main thing here, which I thought was hilarious, was Marcos and Lauren.
Oh, competitive, you mentioned?
So yes, so this is near the beginning of Marcos and his wife Lauren dating. You guys were what, 6
Sure.
months in or something, maybe a year,
Something like that.
something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
So they're both not great with spice, but they came over for friends and they came over to the party, and there's 13 different hot sauces. Now, I'll put it to you this way. 1 to 7 were like barely hot, like just tasty, almost like a barbecue sauce, but had some spice, like surrounding chilies, to like a good amount of heat. It was like started to have some ghost chili in there, but you know what? Even Vicky could probably get to like 7, and she doesn't do spice, but it was like hard for her to get there. But it was
Throw her
really
under the
tasty. Like a
bus.
no, I mean Vicky will admit it, but she's like, yeah, that was hard to get
Oh,
to,
yeah.
but it wasn't crazy. So you're probably looking at up to maybe a little over sriracha level. Colin, you agree with that?
Yeah, that's right.
So then after 8 to 13, things started getting interesting because my main pepper started becoming like ghost chilies or
Oh, no.
Trinidad scorpions. Fuck, those things are deadly. Or Carolina Reapers. So that's what I had for the rest of them.
Oh my god, dude.
Fun fact, I still have some fermenting right now. They've been fermenting for about almost a year of hot sauce fermenting with like all the different really, really spicy ones. I'm going to blend them up soon. We
Dude,
can
make a hot sauce
when
body
you
again, is
made
that
these
just-
hot sauces, like what did you wear? Did you have to wear a mask or something? Or like
gloves and a mask. Yes, I did.
did your house just like smell? I figured, wouldn't it make your house smell like hot sauce for like weeks and weeks? Or how did you get around that?
No, it's not that bad actually. You just I was
Just
roasting
stick around?
them. I wasn't doing
Okay.
too much. I was roasting and blending them. I wasn't actually doing much. But the best part is Marcos and Lauren were both eating their way up together. Now they were both eating them at the same time, and they get to about number 9, and they're like, "This is really freaking hot." They're both not great with spice, but they're like, let's go for 10 together. They do 10. They're like, okay, we're done. No more of this. We both are like, we both got here. It's good. We'll stop now. And Marcos is like, decides to try the 11th one.
Oh no.
Then Lauren gets pissed because she's like, What the hell? We said we stopped, and now she's competitive.
Oh no.
He decides to eat 11, 12, and 13. One after the other. And Marcos is like, I'm not going to fucking lose this. So he eats
Oh,
12.
no. Marcus, no.
So let me point this out. Colin is very good with spice.
Damn straight.
And he goes and eats the 13 and is like, this is fucking painful. And then eats another 13, went in a watery, and is on the floor crying.
Oh no.
Marco, not good with spice, and Lauren is worse than that.
Yeah.
And they just ate the 11, 12, and 13, which don't have anything under, like, the Scoville unit peppers that I'm using. None of them are under 1 million in those.
Oh my god, dude.
So the 13 one was so hot. Like I had
The
one
thing
toothpick of it. Toothpick was really hot. But then we had this thing and we drew a straw or something. Who got the short straw? I got the short straw. So I'd have a French fry like dipped in it, and it was my whole mouth felt like it was like it got totally numb. When I swallowed it, my stomach was telling me like, throw this up now, throw it up now, like get it out, and it was like that was fucked up.
So I have pictures of Marcos and Lauren on the floor eating ice cream for
I
like
knew you were gonna
30
pull that
minutes.
out.
Huh?
I knew you were gonna pull that out.
I'm so glad though that I had those ice creams. You must have been so happy I had those.
I think everybody was glad you had those ice creams.
And I have pictures of Colin on the floor doing that too. So
just murder all your friends party.
I mean, it
Very
wasn't
much.
my fault. I didn't tell them how much to eat. It was their choice. Everyone got a choice. Although I did, Vince at this party was the first one to finish all of them, for the main reason that I basically promised whoever finished all of them first got to choose the bottle of hot sauce they go home with. And he really liked the mystery sauce in the middle, the 7th one. So he just went and just devoured all of them.
He was determined.
Yeah, and he's like,
Man,
actually, this isn't that bad. I could definitely have another one of the last ones. And then ate another one of the last ones and was like, I don't know what happened the first time, but it was not nearly as hot, and now I'm dying.
It's because at that point, he's burnt away all of his stomach.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Who was the one who was allergic to milk, Joey?
Matt, right?
Someone was a little like lactose intolerant because there's that great quote of, I'm allergic to milk, but I need milk right now.
Might have been Chris. Was it Chris?
Chris?
I don't know. I don't remember who said that.
I remember Leo was really good at it.
No, it might have been Chris. It's not Matt. It's not Matt. It's Mellis.
Leo was very good at it. Oh, also, this is
just in the corner on the floor. God damn.
Oh, that was brutal.
Like I've only.
Oh yeah, that's me.
That's I believe Emily beside Colin.
That's me dying. Yeah.
This is Emily laughing at him.
That's my wife.
Such a great wife, right?
That's right. So supportive.
That's
like,
good.
I've only tried the homemade just fucking.
I needed that popsicle. Yeah.
Like, I've only tried the 2, or was it 3 that Vicky sent me on my birthday a couple years back, and they were epic. My buddy Ryan is absolutely in love with your hot sauce, and like desperately wants to try more of them.
Making hot sauce is easy. Anyway, we can do that sometime. Maybe when I come back. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Nice chatting with you guys, and see you in 2 weeks.
Hanging out with y'all.
Good talking to you too. Adios.
All right,
Bye,
guys. Next time.
It was fun.